All right. Today is going to be SP Day, okay? I'm going to go over, I had a great consult earlier with a client. They got the package that contains six meetings with me. Today was their fourth. Okay, today was their fourth meeting. And I'm going to read the letter that they sent me in the beginning before we got busy, right? And of course, today it was more of a catch up. They're happily with their significant person now. Everything is turned around from what this letter read. So we're going to go to it. We're going to go through it. But the title of today is going to be a little triggering. It's going to be a little triggering because it's forced to push you out of a conventional way of thinking. So the title of today is, why would you want to manifest someone who does not want you? Does that get the wheels turning? Does that get the wheels turning? All right. So we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. All right. So here's the letter. We're going to go into the letter. We're going to go into the success of it. And then we are going to continue going down the path. All right. This is going to be good for all of you that want to SP. Stick around. Stick around. Okay. Dear Alexander, I love when you call me dear. Thank you. And Alexander, y'all can be my whole name. Dear Alexander, I need to be honest with you. I feel like I'm starting to lose hope. I've been persisting in the end with my specific person, holding the vision, affirming that they are mine. I understand that I create my reality, and I've been reminding myself that it's my perception that brings the version of them I desire into being. You already know what's going to happen next. But, okay, said all that just to say but recently I went out and actually saw them. And the version of them I experienced was not the version I have been holding in my heart. They felt distant, cold, even the opposite of what I know they are in my imagination. In that moment, I couldn't reconcile what I saw with what I've been persisting in. It shook me deeply. I keep telling myself to ignore circumstances, to persist in the end, to see them as already mine. But when the physical world screams the opposite, it's so hard not to give in to doubt. It's like everything around me is telling me to let go of the dream. Part of me knows this is just resistance, the last flare of the old story before it fully dies. But another part of me feels like I'm hanging by a thread. I don't want to give up, but I also don't know how to keep believing when the reflection I saw was so unfavorable. What should I do? How do I keep my faith alive when the evidence is so discouraging? I want to persist. I want to see them as already mine. But right now I feel like I'm fighting a battle inside myself. And I'm not sure how much longer I can hold on without some guidance. All right. Now here it is. This is a cry for help. Every part of this message is a cry for help. All right. So they signed up for 6 sessions. We had our 4th today, and they decided, I don't need anymore. I'm good to go. They had their graduation day today. They're in a happy relationship. How did they go from this to with the person they wanted? How the hell did they go from this email to with the person they wanted? I know y'all love success stories. Alex, tell us a success story. Sit your ass down and listen. All right, so let's break this down. Number 1, I need to be honest with you. I feel like I'm starting to lose hope. That feel word, leading with the feelings. I feel like I'm starting to lose hope. I have been persisting in the end with my specific person. Okay, I've been persisting in it. Now, you can already tell from the start of this, I feel like I'm starting to lose hope. I've been persisting, talking about it like it's a job. Talking about it like this is a job, right? I have to persist. I have to keep going. I have to keep forcing, affirming, visualizing, which was exactly what they were doing. They were making it like a damn job. Every night I do state akin to sleep. Then I affirm through the day. And then I monitor my thoughts. And then I visualize like this. And I just feel like I'm missing something. It's so hard to persist. And then when I saw them in public, that was the key, right? They got tested, right? Reality tested them and said, let's see if you really are who you say you are. Okay? So they went through all of this. I understand. See, they're still fighting. They're fighting. I understand that I create my reality, Alex. And I've been reminding myself that it's my perception that brings the version of them I desire into being, right? They understand the law. This person was not green. They weren't coming in here green, right? They knew the law. But recently, okay, this is what kicked their ass right here. But recently I went out and actually saw them. And the version of them I experienced was not the version I've been holding in my heart. Now, that's fine. You use the word version in this, okay? Which also lets me know you understand the law. This is just a version of them. But do you understand it deep enough? The same power within you that can create universes, create timelines, can also let go. And so we started our first session with me asking that very triggering question. Why do you even want to be with someone who doesn't want you? Why? It's not because I want you to give a reason. Your reason is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. What you choose is what you receive. But why did I ask this question? Because they're talking like they're trying to change this person. You're speaking like you're trying to change this person. You can't. Why you don't even want to be with this version of them? Oh, let me not lean on this cup like that. You don't even want to be with that version of them. You don't. You want the version of them that actually is in alignment with who you really are, with the love that you are, with the fulfillment that you are. So you're not changing them and you're not choosing them. So why are you holding on to them? You're trying to change somebody. That's not love. That is lack. You're doing that for lack. It's out of pure lack. Oh, I need them to change so I can feel good. I need them to change. No. Choose the version of them you want based on who you are. This is only one of infinite versions of them. There are thousands, millions, infinite other versions of them that adore you, that love you, that crave you, that can't get enough of you, that want to wake up and smell your dirty ass drawers. They wake up by you and they smell that funky ass morning breath and they still love you. There are infinite versions of them like that. Why are you hanging on to this one? All right, so let's keep going further. I keep telling myself to ignore circumstances. Ignore, right? So we started talking about that, and they weren't talking about ignore as in accept that it's perfect and simply choose a different version of it. Choose the story. Say it's still unfolding. That's all. It's fine. I can interact with this one, but it's still unfolding. This one is perfect, but I already know who I am. Therefore, you must match me. They were ignoring it because they were scared to go there. All right? They were scared to go there. Okay? This is what I say when I say don't make it conditional. When I say, oh, I'm that person, I am that person, and I have this specific person. And then in my mind, it starts racing, and I say, unless they show up like this, then I'm not that person. What I'm really saying is I am not who I say I am. I'm only conditionally who I say I am. I'm only who I say I am if everything outside of me looks like rainbows and butterflies. So you're really saying I am not. Validate me, reality. Show me what I want. Therefore, I can be who I want to be. And so really you are saying I am not. Right? I'll say that one more time for you, my brother. Hear me when I say this shit, okay? When I say I have this person, I am the version of me that has this person. They love me, they adore me, they can't get enough of me. They drool every time they see me. When I say that, but then my mind wanders and I think about them without me, with another person, this is where you have to bypass logic. When you see or imagine what you don't want, are you scared to go there? You try to suppress your thoughts and bring it back, condemning that version of them as negative? Because what you're really saying when you do that is I'm only the person that has them if reality shows me this. So you're making it conditional. If reality shows me something else, then I'm not who I am. I'm not who I say I am. I am making it conditional. This is where you have to go beyond that little human logic. The human logic will say, what do you mean? Of course, if I don't have them, I'm not it. No. You have them, point blank, period. When I say no matter what, that's not lip service, y'all. You have to make the decision right now. If my imagination goes to them married with 3 kids, they're still mine. It's beyond logic. From a logical mind, people will say, oh, that's wrong. Don't think like that. From a metaphysical perspective, You have to understand who you are, point blank, period, no matter what reality does. The bills are paid. Even if the deadline passes, even if they kick me out the crib, even if I start thinking about all the shit that would happen, I'm still the person I say I am. It's unconditional. Because if I make it conditional and I say I am only this person, if reality shows me this, and I'm sitting around just nervous all damn day, what I'm really saying is I am not. And if I'm saying I am not, guess what reality has to do? It has to mirror me. So it gives me what? Confirmation that I am not. Confirmation that I am not. Okay? So that's an important part of this. I keep telling myself to ignore circumstances. Well, ignoring circumstances is you're really engaging. You can't go there. That circumstance proves to you that you are not the person you want to be. I know. A couple of y'all have sent me messages like, hey, bro, I got to listen to your shit over time because some of the shit you say, I got to really slow down and hear it. And let me say that one more time, okay? When you are ignoring circumstances, you are actively participating in allowing reality to make you its bitch. You're saying, please don't show me that, or else I'm not who I say I am, which is really an affirmation of I am not who I say I am. I'm only conditionally it. If the rain is shining, if the sun is shining, and the grass is growing, and the butterflies are flying, and the birds are chirping, then I'm that guy. But if something goes wrong, then all of a sudden, I'm in the fetal position. All of a sudden, I'm not that person anymore. You hear what I'm saying? You have to make the choice that you are unconditionally who you say you are. Beyond logic. I'm not saying to make the choice that you are the person you say you are if the situation lines up perfectly. I am telling you, the situation may not look ideal, but the God within me is perfect, so the situation must be unfolding perfectly. That is what I'm saying. Unconditionally. Even if I see the exact opposite, imagine the exact opposite. God has ways I don't know of, weapons I do not understand. And it will happen for me, point blank, period. The no matter what truly means no matter what. Okay? So next part, all right? Part of me knows this is just resistance. Keep in mind, they're going in this email, arguing for limitations in this email, right? And now we talked about this earlier, okay? They're on both sides of the spectrum. They're way over here like, oh, bro, I've been doing all this stuff. It just feels so hard. Of course it does. You created a new full-time job trying to change reality when reality is already perfect. You just need to accept that that's not what you want. Choose another version within yourself and then let it unfold. Of course it feels like hard work when you're affirming every day. Trying to do state again and sleep every night. Of course. Trying to monitor every thought and emotion. Of course, I've been there. It's very, very difficult. Okay? So they're on that side. They're trying so hard. And then they swing all the way to the other side. Man, bro, I could just give up. Man, I should just give up, bro. It's hard. But when we say that, we don't really mean it, right? You say, oh, I should just give up. You don't really mean that. Part of you is just holding on, hoping if you say that, it'll magically work out. Desperate. Just desperation. Instead of just making the choice that you have it. I know, it's a little triggering. I know. Okay? So let's read this last part. Part of me knows this is just resistance. The last flare of the old story before it fully dies. But another part of me feels like I'm hanging by a thread. I don't want to give up, but I also don't know how to keep believing. What you mean, don't know how to keep believing? It's a very pointed question. Typically, if y'all book like multi-sessions with me, y'all know this. The first session, I'm pretty gentle with you because most people just get it. Because I don't really think y'all need multiple sessions. Most people just, we can cut through it's not very difficult to see where our limitations are. With the second meeting, I'm typically pretty pointed. I'm typically I pretty much will beat you up in there. All right, you don't hear it that way. Let's be tough love. All right. So this person, right? That the second one that we have, right? The whole I don't know how to keep believing when the reflection I saw was so unfavorable. What do you mean you don't know how to keep believing? How do you know that the sun's going to come up in the morning? How do you know you're going to wake up tomorrow? How do you know that you might get in your car and it will probably turn on? It's a choice. How do you know your age, your name? How do you know that you're about to log out at a certain time and you're going to have a long weekend from work? How do you know these things? It's a choice. Fighting for a limitation, right? I don't know how to keep believing when the reflection I saw was so unfavorable. Basing who you are on the external reality. If external reality shows me something I don't like, all of a sudden, I'm a bitch. I don't know what to do, Alex. This is the pattern, y'all. This is how you get on that hamster wheel, right? This is how you start having that revolving door of life. You're just on the treadmill of life, thinking, moving, but not going anywhere, right? I make a decision. I am this person. I look out at reality. Reality shows me I'm not this person. Then all of a sudden I start saying, oh, am I doing it wrong? Maybe I'm missing something. Is there more information? What am I doing? Okay. You're making the choice now to decide that reality is right and you are wrong. So reality has to prove that to you. You get what I'm saying? Let me give you a practical example, okay? You want your specific person. You want a relationship with your parents to change, okay? And you decide, hey, this is the version I am now. This is how people treat me now, okay? You decide, you make that choice. 2 days pass. 2 days pass, okay? And that person walks into the room, surprises you, y'all are in a random place, and you look at them, you try to talk to them, they just brush you off. Bruh, come on, get out of my face. Can't talk right now. And all of a sudden, based on the circumstance, what do you say? I must be doing it wrong. I must be doing it wrong. What is going on? Do they not love me? It must be a new technique. I must need another technique. I must need another video. Maybe I haven't done the state akin to sleep right. You are choosing, you are saying right now, you are making the declaration, I am not who I say I am. Instead of knowing that my identity trumps circumstance. Identity first, circumstances second. But if I think circumstances are first, any little thing out there, I'm questioning who I am, and now I'm just on a hamster wheel. It looks bad. I say, oh, I am not it. I'm not the person I should be. It looks bad, and it reflects that state of me. It reflects me saying I am not. It turns into a damn roundabout. You're playing ping pong with reality. Oh, I am not. Prove me wrong. And reality says you're not, and it hits you back. And you say, damn, I am not. Prove me wrong. This is how people get frustrated, right? This is why the Gospel of Thomas says what? If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. But if you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy your ass. It will destroy you. It will destroy you. That hamster wheel, right? This is how, right? This desperate place that my client was in right here. Part of me knows this is just resistance, the last flare up of the old story before it fully dies. But another part of me feels like I'm hanging by a thread. I don't want to give up, but I also don't know how to keep believing when the reflection I saw was so unfavorable. What should I do? How do I keep my faith alive when the evidence is so discouraging? I want to persist. I want to see them as already mine. But right now I feel like I'm fighting a battle inside myself, and I'm not sure how much longer I can hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on to what? Hold on to the version of them that treats you like shit? Why do you want to hold on to them? You don't even want that version of them. So why are you so attached to them? Go within yourself, Choose who you are. Choose how people treat you and become attached to that version. And anything outside of you that is not acceptable, that does not match, let it fade away. Let it fade away. All right, let's get into it. Okay. So the question that cuts to the core, question that I asked before this, why would you want to manifest a version of someone who does not want you? If the version of them steps forward that still doesn't want you, that should just be a clear sign. Oh, it's still unfolding. That's not it. You don't want them either. You don't want them either. Why are you upset at somebody you don't want either? Next, all right? It is not a cruel question. It is a liberating one. It strikes at the illusion we've been conditioned to believe, that there is only one reality, one version of a person, one chance at love, one reflection staring back at us. But reality is infinite. And in infinity, there is not only the version of them who resist you, there is also the version who adores you, honors you, sees you as their home. When you insist on clinging to the version who does not want you, you are not manifesting love. You are manifesting lack. You are not embracing abundance. You are strangling it with striving. I know. Take a seat. Stay a while. All right. So scripture says, John 14:2, in my Father's house are many mansions. In my Father's house are many mansions. Right? Right or wrong, that's a construct, right? You can make that choice. Do you believe it's right? Do you believe it's wrong? What you really see is if you start studying the justice system is damn near like the Bible, right? It treats you like it follows that no reform, straight punishment type mentality. Right? Now, whether you think that is right or wrong, it's up to you. Okay? It's up to you. So, in my Father's house are many mansions. This is not merely a promise of a distant heaven, but a revelation of infinite realities present now. Each mansion is a dwelling place of consciousness, a dimension of experience, a version of life that awaits your consent. When you cling to the version of someone who rejects you, you have simply chosen to live in one narrow room of the house. I want y'all's expectations for the people in your life to be so damn high. I want you to walk around with the arrogance, with the spiritual backbone to choose what you want, to choose exactly what you want, and look at anything that does not line up to that and say, nah. Become like Neo in the Matrix. No, you have no power. You cannot pass. I stand in the knowing of who I am until the version of you that I deserve steps forward. I want you to stop entertaining. I don't entertain bullshit. Don't have to. Because I know who I am and I choose who I am within every version of every single person that walks into my life. Point blank, period. Do you want to be treated like a backup plan? Do you want to be treated like a backup plan? Do you want people hot and cold in your life? You can't tell if they want to be there or not. What I mean, I don't entertain BS. I mean exactly that. I don't entertain BS. I don't entertain it, right? I understand why you're asking that, because we are people that love examples. Tell me what you do, right? I get it. But BS to me is simply what BS is to me. The version of people, how you want people to show up in your life. Okay, if you want women that show up in your life and they're open to you doing whatever, that should be your expectation. That should be the truth you speak. And then you choose the women who align with that truth. You choose the version of them who aligns with that truth. And you don't settle for less. If it's a specific person that you want, and you understand that you are a source and you validate yourself because you are the fulfillment, then the version of them that steps forward that you accept should align to that, point blank, period. If they don't, guess what? It's just unfolding. It's just unfolding. If it does not look like what you want, it's just unfolding. Okay? Here we go. So when you cling to the version of someone who rejects you, you have simply chosen to live in one narrow room of the house. But the mansion is vast. There are doors upon doors, stairways upon stairways, chambers overflowing with light and devotion. To persist in the one room where love is denied is to forget that the entire estate is already yours. Beautiful. Christ was whispering the hidden truth, that the kingdom is infinite possibility and you are free to abide where your heart aligns. You are not chained to the barren chamber of lack. You are invited into the hall where love overflows, where the beloved greets you with joy. When was the last time you walked in the crib, right? Somebody was just excited to see you. You walked up to that woman or to that man you love and they were just excited to see you. Or do you settle for less? What do you choose? What do you choose to receive? When the last time you just stopped talking to somebody and that was the last time you heard from them? When was the last time you just, no, I can't let the conversation die because if I don't reach out, we'll never talk again? When's the last time that you really start to measure, okay, am I receiving what I'm worth? Am I receiving my expectations? Just a question, all right? So to shift rooms is not to force the walls to change. It is simply to walk into a new space, a new version, a new reality that has always been prepared for you. Each mansion is a dimension. Remember, when we talk about that, okay? In my Father's house are many mansions. You are the Father's house. Okay, you are the temple of the Most High, the temple of the Holy Spirit, right? Within you are many mansions. A mansion is a dimension. A mansion is a dimension. How do you change dimensions? By changing your perspective. Changing the way you view yourself changes the perspective that you are, or the dimension that you are in. Changing your perspective of yourself changes the dimension that you are in. Yeah. Let me stop for a second. Y'all have any questions so far? I know I've been shoving a lot of information in these last couple discussions. And we got all night, y'all. We got all night. So once I get through this, we'll do Q&A, right? So y'all can jump up and join after this if y'all have questions or anything that y'all want to talk about. Don't we also have to be someone that's not hot and cold for them to not be hot and cold? Isn't that just a story? Isn't that there's just a story that you're making up? Now, what I will say is this: reality is going to give you you. So if you are the person that's living in confusion, one moment you're saying, okay, I have this person. And then the next moment you're saying, I don't know if this person's actually for me. Maybe God is blocking it. Well, of course you're going to get hot and cold from them because you're hot and cold with your choice. So the first thing I would do is I would say, look, if you see hot and cold behavior, have you truly made a choice? Now study your inner speech. Study your inner speech. If your inner speech is confused, well, your reality might look confused too. Oh, I want it, but I don't know. Oh, I want it, but I might want somebody else. I want it, well, shoot, if you are rocking back and forth, what do you expect reality to do? It's just your mirror. So that's what I mean by hot and cold, right? But you can always stay solid in the choice, right? Stay solid in the choice. Choose what you want. Like this is your only job. You have one job, y'all. And we still fumbling around with that one job. You simply have a job to choose and say that you are that person and allow reality to conform around you. All right? You are always in alignment. Always. You are alignment. You are the definition of alignment. You are a source. You are made in the perfect image of source. What is out of alignment? You feel me? What is out of alignment? You don't even know. What is out of alignment? Okay? You can never be out of alignment. What's up, goddess? But whenever my ego says, that's all you have to do, right? That's all you have to do. The beautiful thing also is you are so powerful that you can override anything. So let's say that your ego does start asking questions. Why do you actually want them? I don't know. Her sex was good and she's kind of cute. And then the ego will say, well, is that good enough? That's the shallow reason you want her? Well, damn, you're right. Do I not want her enough? Am I not serious enough about it? Right? And then once you answer that question, what happens? Another question shows up. And it just keeps leading you down this dark, dark hole. But at any moment, you can catch yourself and say, well, my ego's tripping. Per usual, it's already promised. Even those thoughts were the perfect path leading me to this moment where I remember who I am. It's all perfect. Even the sadness is leading me back to remembering what I actually want. It's all perfect. It's all absolutely perfect, right? And I feel you, brother, right? Sometimes my ego would say, I really can't see how my SP will change. And that's fine. That version of them doesn't have to change. That version of them won't change, right? That version of them is in that reality. That reality is gone. It's done. You get a completely new version of them. You get a fresh version of them. Think about that. You don't even want that old version of them. So who cares if they can change or not? You get a brand new version of them. Fresh out the box, fresh out the pack. You know what I'm saying? Brand new. Shit. You say you wanted multiple women. You wanted a new woman every night, right? Here you go. You get a brand new one right here. It's all perspective. You can tell whatever story you want. Okay? Absolutely whatever story that you want. Okay? Ego can't be good at all. Of course it is. It's part of you. It's part of you. What's right and wrong? What's good or bad, right? What's right and wrong? What's good or bad? I'm just pushing you to choose what you want. I'm not sitting here to tell you that the ego is right or wrong or good or bad. That's up for you to decide, right? If we sat around and we debated what good and bad and right and wrong was, my goodness, we'll be here all night. Okay? Good and bad, right, wrong, that's all human talk. That's a human construct, man. We're beyond that. We are living in the life of our dreams, all right? We're going there. Right or wrong, it doesn't matter. You simply need to make a choice of what you want, okay? Even us saying, let's talk about even the ego a little bit. Typically, I don't veer off this far, but let's actually make this statement to talk about the ego. You couldn't exist here without it. How could you have a human experience without an ego? The ego allows you to perceive separation because you are source, right? You are the wholeness of God pretending to be a fragment. And so the ego allows you to experience that separation and see it's me, my mother. It's me, that woman I love. It's me, or it's us and them. It's them versus me, whatever the case may be, right? So this is the job of the ego. Ego is not a real person per se. It's just a collection of thoughts that keeps you grounded. All right, let me actually break it down like this, okay? Y'all know what a cyclops is? Okay, the back in like ancient history and text, right? There was a cyclops. A cyclops is like this big, ugly, ogre-looking thing. And it typically has one eye. Probably didn't even think about this before. We're going to break it down, all right? So the cyclops will have one eye in the middle of his head. It will represent the third eye. It'd be right here. Okay, it'd be right here. Let me cover my shit, all right? It would be right here. Now, we will usually see the cyclops as just having one eye. But if you actually study the text, like if you go Google a picture of a cyclops, what you'll see is they actually do have all three eyes. They have two eyes here, but they're carved out. They just have the one eye. Let's really talk about this. So what the beautiful thing about the cyclops is they used to build this beautiful weaponry for the quote unquote gods. Okay? The quote unquote gods. So they would build like Poseidon, I think it was the staff or the trident, Hades' staff, all of these things. So they would be able to go into different realms and they would pull this beautiful imagery out of different realms and they would bring it here. You get where I'm going? But they didn't have these two eyes. So they were seen as these very clumsy, like ogre, like aloof type creatures. They could barely walk, could barely stand. What does this represent? Okay, what is the meaning of this? You ever met somebody that was just so far down the spiritual path They couldn't barely live here, can't take care of their kids or their family, can't keep a job, they just want to be on psychedelics all day. They're in the spiritual world all goddamn day, right? No balance. One of the things that was important about like the teachings of Buddha, right, is Buddha taught about the middle path. The middle path. Buddhism talks about the middle path, right? You don't want to go too far down either one. Let me use another example. You ever known somebody that was so deep into conspiracy theories that they had even no grasp on like what was normally going on in the world anymore? Like they were just so far out there that you could not talk about normal things with them, right? They have avoided the middle path. You have other people that are so far down the path of just what the media tells them that they can't even entertain a conspiracy theory. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Okay? Your ego simply provides balance. You just don't want to lean too far down the path of following that or too far down the other path, right? This is why even Jesus, one of the metaphysical meanings of him being crucified in the center is the center path, right? Where the left and the right where the logical mind and the imagination, and Jesus is in the center. So all of these things simply point towards balance. Being a brother of balance, being a sister of balance, right, is always going to be very, very important, right? So that's the metaphysical meaning of the Cyclops. I know sometimes I just pull random facts out my ass. Like I thought he only knew about manifestation. Nah, I've been down this path. All right. So let's talk about this. Love and the end of striving. Okay. Love and the end of striving. To demand that someone change is not love. To demand that someone change is not love. To try to bend the external world into your preference is not power. It is desperation dressed as devotion. Me sitting here and arguing with the external reality, needing it to change to prove to me who I am, is me declaring that I don't have the free will to choose what I want. It's me declaring that I am not source. It's me declaring that I am not all powerful. It's me declaring that I do not have free will. Even Scripture will tell you what? Whatsoever you ask in the Father's name, pay attention to Serena. Pay attention, Serena. Whatsoever you ask in the Father's name will be given to you. Okay? Stay with me, Serena. Stay with me, Serena. Okay? When you're fighting to change someone, what you're doing is you're saying this version of them does not have a right to exist. You don't change anyone. You simply choose a different perspective of you. And you allow a different version of them to step forward. The version of them that they are does not change. That version of them is perfect in their reality. There are infinite other versions of them. There are infinite versions of them who adore you and love you. Infinite versions of them who act just like that. You don't want them. Stop trying to change them. And simply choose who you want. Commit to that version of you. The version of you who is treated like that. Okay? So yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about in the Father's name. All right? Because really it's ask the Father within my name. Okay? It's not in the Father's name. Right? I know like if the Catholic Church, they talk about in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. But the scriptural text, right, it says, whatsoever you ask the Father in my name. What's important to understand about that is that whenever we're talking about scripture, we're talking about different aspects within you. Okay? I'm talking about it purely metaphysical. Okay, so different aspects within you. So let's think about that. Whatsoever you ask the Father. Okay, what is the Father? What is God? What is the Spirit of God, right? The Spirit of God is everything. You are the identity of the Spirit of God, but the Spirit of God is this microphone. The Spirit of God is your SP. The Spirit of God are all these different people. Okay? Guys, pay attention. Pay attention. Stay up. What do you mean try to change somebody to the good side? There's infinite versions of them. You're not changing any version of them. You're choosing a different version of them. Y'all can't half listen to me and say stuff, all right? Listen to what I'm saying. You're never you're never changing anyone. You are changing your perspective and a different version of them steps forward. To believe that you can change someone is you saying that version of them is not perfect. And remember, Every single version of everybody is the fullness of God. So to deny them is to deny God. Okay? You're not changing them. You are choosing a different version of them. Huh? So now when we go back to the scripture when it says, whatsoever you ask the Father in my name, the Father is all things. Whatever I ask the Father, whatever I ask anything, okay? Whatever I tell anything to do, whatever version of anything that I choose, whatever I want, whatever I declare to come through, right? Because remember, even Job 22:28 says this in a very different way. It simply says, thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be added unto thee. All right? Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be added unto thee. All right? So the next part is whatsoever you ask the Father in my name. We think in my name means in the name of Jesus. In my name means within my name. What does Jesus represent? The first begotten Son of God. It represents the first expression of God. The first expression of God is I am awareness. It is source. Okay? It's I am awareness. Even in the beginning of the Bible, right? It says, in the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God. So God was the Word. The first manifestation of God was the Word. What is the Word? I am. And so Jesus, the first begotten Son of the Father, is your I am awareness. Okay? So when we say, whatsoever you ask the Father, in my name, we're not talking about in the name of Jesus, amen, in the blood of Jesus, all that. Okay, we are saying, whatsoever you ask the Father, within the name of your I am awareness, within, inside. Okay? So when I say I am prosperity, and I know that I am that right now, because it's very important to even understand the second part, right? Because what the second part says is, whatsoever you ask the Father within my name or in my name will be given to you. Then it says what? Hitherto or until now, you have asked for nothing. Until now, you've asked for nothing. What is the importance of that? Is that you'll sit here and you'll type me a whole paragraph that says what? Alex, I'm so tired. I've been doing this for 3 months, 6 months, 10 months. Well, there we go. So it's about what you're conscious of being right now. When it says until now you've asked for nothing, it's not saying, well, yeah, I have. I've been asking for 6 months. It's saying it doesn't matter what you've been asking. What are you asking right now? Okay, so hear me when I say this. So if I said I've been doing this for 8 months, it hasn't been 8 months. It's only right now. And what I'm really saying is I am a person who is perceiving myself as someone who has been doing something a long time and hasn't gotten shit. And reality says, yes, you are. And it gives me that. I can guarantee you, if you're coming to me with specific times, it's been 8 months, 9 months, 7 months. You knew when it was 5 months. You knew when it was 4 months. You knew when it was 3 months. You knew when it was 2 months. You knew when it was 2 weeks. You have been counting time like God's timekeeper. Good job. You're God's timekeeper, right? But what you have really been doing is affirming that you are the person who hasn't got it. You are just telling reality, I am a person who's been doing all this shit for X amount of time and nothing has happened. And reality says yes, because it can only be what you are. Do you hear what I'm saying? All right. So whatsoever you ask the Father in my name, whatever you declare yourself to be will be given to you. Until now, you've asked for nothing, meaning it does not matter what the hell you've been doing for the last 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. What are you conscious of being now? What are you conscious of being now? Okay? You can get a lot of information about who you are when you start paying attention to your story. We just broke down this whole story. If you sat and you wrote a letter to yourself, or you wrote a letter to me, you ain't got to even send it. Write a letter to me and explain your situation, and then go through that letter and start breaking it down and start seeing who you are. Start really paying attention to the story that you're telling at every moment. Am I affirming that I am, or am I affirming that I am not? Because you're always doing one of the two things. The moment you say it's been 10 months, you are saying I am not. The moment you say I'm missing something, there's something else I have to do. I need a new video, a new affirmation. I need to say it more. Maybe I need to be more clear about it. Maybe I need to visualize like this. What if I can't visualize in first person? All of these made up rules, nonsense, absolute nonsense. The only thing that matters is what are you conscious of being right now? Who are you? Who have you decided that you are? Just exist. Enjoy life. And when your desires come, know that those desires are from source. They're absolute promises. They're irrevocable. Decide that you are it. Okay, right now I am that person. And since I'm absolutely perfect, every single thing that I experience from this point forward is the unfolding of reality to match me, because I am already it. Manifestation techniques are just for you to remind yourself of who you already are. The example I give you, right? If right now you go cast a spell, if you went back in time with your ancestors to the quote unquote perceived past, and y'all were sitting around a cauldron, putting spices in there, dancing around, sacrificing a goat, in big white dresses, running around the woods, okay? If you did that for a day, let's say it was a love spell, in 2 days passed, and no love had shown up, you wouldn't say, maybe we should do the love spell again. You would say, no, we already did the love spell. It's already mine. There's no power in the actual spell. You just recall your memory to the moment you made the commitment of who you are. This is what you should use your affirmations, your visualizations for. You've already made the promise. The moment you had the desire was the promise. You don't have to do anything. You just have to exist. You are source. You don't have to coerce God. You don't have to bribe God to give you anything. You're already all that there is. Okay? So if you want to do the visualizations and affirmations, cool, do them. But when you start doing them as work, you're always in this position of lack. Oh, I have to affirm to make it happen. Well, what you're saying is I'm not it until I affirm. Oh, I didn't do it right. Okay, I'm not it until I do it right. So the affirmations, the visualizations should simply be callbacks, reminders that you are already that person. Experience it right now, right? You visualize to experience it right now. I don't visualize to get something. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. If you're visualizing to get something, you're just imagining yourself trying to get something. So you continue to be in a reality where you're trying to get something. This is what you're doing. It really wouldn't matter, right? Whatever technique you do is fine. You could right now say, if I get butt naked and get on a handstand and clap my ass cheeks, then my manifestation comes. And that would happen. Why? Because you say so. Because you say so. It always comes down to what you say. Who are you saying? If you are the one saying, well, what if this? Well, should I even want this? Am I doing the visualizations right? Well, what you're saying is I'm not that person right now. Nothing clicks until you make a choice. Until you make a choice. Some of you are going to be clapping cheeks all night. I have my desire. It's mine. You don't have to do it, but you can. But the power is that you say it. When you say it, that's where your power is. Your power is in your choice, your decision that I am no matter what. Okay? I am that I am no matter what. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, cool. Exactly, brother. So reminding yourselves through affirmations and visualizations is reminding you that you have it now. Right? Choose to see reality as you are. Allow everything else to fade away. And just know who you are right now. Yeah, trying, it's crazy, right? Trying is the very thing that often keeps you from what you want. Because to try to be worthy, to try to be in alignment is an affirmation that you're not it. Stop trying and just know. One of my favorite scenes in The Matrix, right? You're faster than this. Don't think you are. Know you are. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Beautiful. Okay? Morpheus representing the personification of your higher self. Staying absolutely committed, absolutely in the knowing of who Neo is, even when Neo is struggling. Holding him to that higher. The biblical version of your higher self is John the Baptist, by the way. Would it work if we believe for a little time in a day, then you don't? What does that mean, girl? Believe for a little bit of time and then don't. Are you mixing belief and feelings together? Because your feelings are always going to be feeling all kinds of ways. Belief and feeling are not the same. Your belief is just your commitment to tell the same story. So how does that change? You might doubt, but you can still remind yourself, no, it's already promised. You still tell the same story. You could feel doubt. Hell, your mind can even wander down the doubt, but you pull it back and you remind yourself, no, I have it. No matter what the ego says. If that's what you mean, if your mind wanders and you remind yourself, no, I already have it, it's done. Of course, you can do that. You're all powerful. You can do whatever you want. But I'm just making sure that you're not confusing belief and feelings. And how do you know what's right for you? Because you choose. How else would you know? You choose. Like, it doesn't matter, right? Oftentimes, us trying to justify what we want is just us masquerading our doubt as some kind of discernment. But it's still doubt. It's still a pig, no matter how much lipstick you put on it. Like, the ego's always going to be looking for these answers, right? Is it the right way? What if I don't really know what I want? You just have to choose. Your choice is enough reason to receive what you want. Your choice is enough of a reason to receive what you want. Your choice is the reason. Because I choose to. That's the only thing that matters. How do I know if it's right for me or wrong for me? Well, I mean, how else would you discern it? Sources within you. The Spirit of God has given you a desire because it wants to experience something through the identity of you. Now, if Source gives you that power, who are you going to go to confirm it? Are you going to go to some other human to confirm what Source has given you? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I can give you all a template. I can give you a template, but you have to make the choice. You still have to walk through the door. We can sit here and we can talk theory all day. We can talk about belief all day. Really, all that matters is you make a choice that right now you are the person that has all that you want. Right now you're in perfect alignment with everything that you want, no matter what. That's the only choice that you have to make. We dress our doubt up in fancy questions. But the truth is all of those questions are meaningless. If you make a choice that you have it, anything that comes up in your mind that implies you don't have it is an illusion, is what we call a limiting belief to confront. That's it. It's that simple. I am prosperity. That's it. You are it. Every other question is just nonsense, y'all. You have all the answers. All of them. The answer is just in your choice. What do you choose? What do you choose to believe? What do you want to believe? What belief implies that you have it? That's the belief that you should stick with then, right? Right? This is a path of liberation. Right? No one should be your crutch. Nobody should be your crutch. You should be able to confront yourself moment after moment and really think and say, okay, if I were to believe this, does this imply that right now I am the person that I want to be or not? If it's a no, guess what? Drop it. Drop it. Yeah, the logical thoughts are always what throws us off, right? Is that we try to wrap so much logic into something that is already illogical. All right? So cool. All right, here we go. So to demand someone change is not love. To demand that someone changes is not love. To try to bend the external world into your preference is not power. It is desperation dressed as devotion. True love says, this is what true love says, okay? I release the version that does not serve the truth of who I am. I do not chase shadows. I choose substance. The mystic Rumi wrote, try to accept the changing seasons of your heart, even if you've never been inside this house before. Your heart is a universe in motion. And like the earth, it does not resist its seasons. Stop resisting things outside of you just because they look off. Stop basing who you are on what you see. Stop trying and just know who you are. Okay? To fight the shifting of your inner climate is to wage war against your own nature. The nature of you is for your emotions to shift all the time. The nature of reality is that it's changing all the time. Or are you struggling with it? Decide who you are and allow everything to conform to it. By denying anything, you are denying God. Accept it. It's a perfect version of reality. I don't have to accept it as my preference, but I accept that, okay, this is not what I want. But this is still perfect. And now I choose this and I persist in the knowing of who I am. Therefore, reality must conform to me because I'm Big Daddy. And reality is my mirror. Okay? Reality is always being you. If you see confusion, hot and cold shit, guess what? It's a mirror. Are you being hot and cold with your desires? One moment you want it, the next moment you're talking about quitting. One moment you want it, the next moment, all of a sudden, I don't know if I should have it. Right? We wonder why all these people just walk in our life and leave, ghost us, and do all this shit, right? Well, how are you being? Are you actually committed to who you say you are? Okay? When you accept the unfamiliar, the room you've never stepped into, the version of love you've never known, you discover that the house of your being has always held more rooms than you imagined. Each door opens to a new reality, a new rhythm, a new reflection of your soul. To accept the changing seasons of your heart is to trust that you are guided, even in the strange corridors. The house may feel foreign, the room unknown, but it is still your dwelling, designed, prepared, and waiting for you. Every new season of longing, every unfolding desire is not a threat to stability, but an invitation into expansion. Resist nothing. Allow it all to unfold perfectly to match who you know that you are. And enjoy the journey to it. The source within you can create worlds and can also release worlds. Why are you holding on to anything? You don't have to hold on to what you want. You don't have to hold on to what you don't want. You simply need to know who you are and allow reality to conform to that and then move on to the next one. Decide you want it. Decide you have it. And then find what else you want. And you have that and allow reality to continue to conform to who you are. You are an infinitely expanding being. Why are you sitting around holding on to versions of people you don't even want? You don't even want. Choose who you are, okay? You are a traveler through infinite mansions, a soul learning to breathe freely in every season of its own becoming. Let the season of striving pass. Let the winter of rejection melt. There is a springtime reality where their eyes light up at the sight of you. That version exists not in the future, but now. That version exists right now, okay? So the abundance of choice. The abundance of choice. Let's get into this part, okay? The power of creation is not in fighting reality, but in choosing which reality you behold. Okay, Deuteronomy 30:19. Good old Deuteronomy. I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life that both you and your seed may live. Therefore choose life. Choose life. Choose life, okay? Life and death are not only the rising and falling of breath, but the realities we consent to embody. To choose death is to cling to the version of the world where love is absent, where rejection echoes, where striving consumes the soul. To choose life is to turn your gaze toward abundance, to breathe into the reality where devotion already exists, where blessing is not withheld but overflowing. Every thought, every vision, every focus is a seed planted, and what you water will live. What you water, what you declare yourself to be consistently will live. The sacred mystery is that the choice is never forced upon you. It is always set before you. In every moment, right now, you stand at the crossroads of infinite versions, infinite outcomes, infinite reflections. Choosing life is not about begging heaven for a miracle. It is about aligning with the reality already pulsing with love. And when you choose it, your seed, your creations, your relationships, your future, because they spring forth from the soil of your chosen abundance, they will all be perfect. Okay? They will all be perfect. Choice is the key. Choice is the key. Choice. We've been hammering choice for the last, I don't know how many days. About 5-6 days, we've been hammering choice. I've been hammering y'all over the head with choice, right? It's all a choice. It's all a choice. Choose what you want. Choose what you want. Choose what you want to believe in. Choose what you accept to be true. Choose who you are. And then choose again. And then keep choosing, okay? Abundance is not more of the same. It is infinite alternatives. In the field of infinite realities, why would you choose to cling to the version that does not want you when the garden is full of versions who do? How the hell do you know that you made a good choice? Isn't that your perspective? Isn't that purely your perspective, y'all? We think that we're choosing one version of somebody, right? But there are hundreds, thousands, millions, infinite versions of the SP that you want. You're not simply manifesting one. And so this document, right, I create them and I upload them to YouTube. So right when we end this live, I'll close this out. I'll take this document, I'll upload it to YouTube. So it's all yours. You can download it, you can reread it, you can write notes with it, you can make a paper airplane out of it, you can roll a joint on it, whatever you want to do. It is yours. Okay? So the Gnostics taught that the world is a dream layered upon dream. The only question is which dream you consent to inhabit. What dream do you consent to inhabit? Do you consent to inhabit the dream where you are just sitting around confused about what you want and I don't know if these techniques are working? Or are you simply in the reality where you choose that everything that you say is showing up for you in your life perfectly? It's a choice, right? Let me ask y'all another triggering question. Let's trigger y'all today, okay? How about this? Matter of fact, it's not even a question. It's a statement. This is a statement. You can watch every YouTube video on manifestation. You can read every book on manifestation. You can do this for years. Years. And your life can still be shitty. You can still not get what you want. And it's nobody's fault but yours. What determines if you actually get the life that you want? What determines when your quote unquote manifestation starts to unfold for you? What determines when reality finally bends to your will? What is the one magic thing, the only thing that matters about this? What is the only thing that matters when it comes to reality creation? There we go, Leslie. It's you. It's your decision. It is your choice. You can sit here and pretend to be confused and pretend to need more information. You can do that. You can ask questions till you are blue in the face. You can go on a lifetime journey of finding information, but until you make the choice that I am who I say I am no matter what, that reality is forming around me no matter what, until you make that decision, guess what? You will be on that hamster wheel of becoming, striving, trying, reaching, begging, pleading, doing all those things you used to do, still doing the same shit. This is the interesting thing about this space. You will see people get this information and it's nothing more than information. You're walking around with the information, but you're still doing the same shit you were doing before. What the hell? You're still sitting around begging and pleading instead of just making the choice that it will change. I am God, source, is above your emotions. It's above your praise. It is above your anger. Do you hear me? God doesn't matter if you beg. Source does not hear your begging. Does not identify with your emotions of happy, sad, positive, negative, whatever you judge it. All it's looking for is what are you being? What are you being? You don't have to believe in God to get the life of your dreams. Y'all know that. You know that. But in every moment, you are choosing who you're being. And until you make the choice that everything is working out, guess what? Guess what? Until you make the choice that everything is working out, guess what? You will continue to be on this path, reaching for something that has been within you the whole damn time. The only person that has the key to unlock all the mansions that are in the Father's house, which is you, is you. No one else can unlock it for you. You can be shown the door. You can be shown the door every day. But your ass has to walk through it. You have to walk through it. You are everything that you desire to be right now. The only thing that is stopping you is you just refuse to accept it. You refuse to accept that you're already what you try to be. That's the only thing keeping you back. And you still think there's more information. There's something else that has to click. There's some feeling you're reaching for. There's something outside of you. Do you hear me? Do you hear what I'm saying? You go from thinking there's a God in the sky, and then you find it's inside of you. Then all of a sudden you're still looking for things out there to validate you. What are you doing? You're doing the same shit you've been doing, expecting different results. We call that insanity. That's what that shit is called, insanity. We just do the same shit and just get a bunch of new information and look for a different result. You've been asking the same question for years. What more? What more? What about this situation? What about this? I just feel like this. You've been doing the same shit. When are you going to accept who you are? When? When? I'm saying this out of love, y'all, because you deserve the life of your dreams. How do you stop watching other content? Turn it off. What you mean? How do you stop watching it? Listen, turn it off. Hit the button, the power off button. Hit that shit. And then go touch grass. Get out. Enjoy your life. Know it's all working out. It should be logic to know if we made the right choice or not. It is logic. It's your logic. It's your logic. It's like we want a measuring stick for everything. Please, somebody give me the answer. Hand it to me. Only you can get the answer. Only you. Nobody is going to hand you the life of your dreams. You hand it to yourself because you are source. Nobody can tell you right or wrong. You have the final say so. Right or wrong changes based on where you're born in the world, what you've been through in your life, what you've seen, what you've heard. It's all you. Guys, the answer to every question that you're asking is already within you. You already have the answer. I'm going to start reading y'all's question right back to you. Matter of fact, that's what we're going to do. When we get to the end of this stream, I'm going to start reading y'all's questions back to y'all. And you will see, when you start asking yourself the questions that y'all are asking, you will realize that you've had the answers. What do you mean, how do I determine right or wrong, y'all? Come on now. You know how to determine right or wrong. It's you. I can't determine it for you. Nobody can determine it for you. What are we waiting for? When we sit around and we do this, I just don't know if this is the right thing to do, or I don't know if I really... You're just disguising your doubt as some kind of discernment. But it's not discernment. It's just doubt. Please, somebody give me a logical answer to that question. Y'all know the answer to these things. What if this situation? What do I do if this situation shows up? Why don't y'all answer these questions? What do you do if that situation shows up? What do you think you should do? You should choose that you have it anyway and do whatever the hell you think is best in the situation. That's it. That is it. The only rule is you make all the rules. The only rule is you get to make up all the rules, y'all. It's the most fun game that you'll ever play in your life. The most fun day, the most fun game, the best game you will ever play. How do you stop waiting if you don't watch videos? How do you stop waiting if you don't watch videos? How do those things even correlate with one another? You don't understand the spoon thing? I got you. I got you, Jasmine. I got you, Jasmine. I need to start screenshotting y'all shit and then going back in. Because usually sometimes I'll go back through the comments and I'm like, all right, let me do a discussion on that one. So I'll be seeing when y'all start spamming shit, when y'all ask the same question over and over. Because sometimes I see it when I'm going, I'm just like, I'll answer that later. All right. But the spoon, right? So when Neo walks to the oracle, right? There's a little kid in the front office. And the kid's just bending this spoon. Okay? If you haven't seen The Matrix, great movie. We actually had a discussion where we talked about the archetypes of the Matrix. I thought it was one of my favorite lectures for sure. Okay? Delicious. All right. So the kid is bending the spoon. And then he hands the spoon to Neo. Okay. And he says something very profound. He says, try not to bend the spoon. That is impossible. Instead, simply try to remember the truth that there is no spoon. Okay. Then you'll see it's not the spoon that's bending, it's you. This is profound. Okay. Let's talk about this. What does he mean, try not to bend the spoon? It's impossible. It's the same shit I'm saying. You can't change that person out there. You can't change your SP. You can't change your bank account. You can't change your boss. That version of them exists and deserves to exist, has a right to exist, is a perfect version of themselves. A perfect version. Okay? That version of them is perfect. However, when I change how I see me, when I change how I perceive myself and how I'm treated by them, now a different version of them has to come forward to match my belief. Basically, the free will of a different version of them has to come forward. That free will has to match my expectations. Okay? This is choice. This is all it means. Okay? Yeah, back with the mug, you know what I'm saying? Even though the mug cost me my keyboard, but the keyboard was kind of working a little bit better today. We'll see if it works tomorrow. All right. I trust it will, but we'll see. I trust it will, but I ain't attached to the outcome, which is why it will show up tomorrow. All right. So the soul's invitation. Okay. So I ask again, why would you want to manifest someone who does not want you? All right. We're going to go through this. We're going to go through the reflection questions. Then I have a letter to y'all. I wrote y'all a love letter. Okay. I know I'm a romantic guy. You're welcome. So I'm going to read you this letter, which is really calling you to this more divine version of yourself, okay? And then we're going to get into the affirmations. So I'm going to go straight through these, okay? Straight through these, all right? All right. You are not here to beg for scraps at the table of love. You are here to dine at the feast of abundance. You are not here to reanimate the course of an old version, right? Let the dead stay dead. What is that Bible verse? I'm sure somebody knows it. There is a Bible verse that says, let the dead stay dead. This is what it means. Let the old versions of people fade away and die. Don't try to bring them back to life. You are here to breathe life into the beloved who already adores you. You're not trying to get that old version back. Let it fade away. Release it. Let go of it. And focus on what you want. Let the dead bury the dead. Let the dead bury the dead. Let them mingle with one another, right? So reflection questions. Matter of fact, do y'all know the verse in do y'all know the book chapter verse? So I can write that one down. So reflection questions, number 1. What old version of this person am I still clinging to, and why? Okay, don't worry. I'll just add it later. No problem. Let the dead bury the dead. All right. Number 2. How does striving for them, how does striving for someone, how does trying to change someone reflect a belief in scarcity rather than abundance? My bad, excuse me, y'all. How does striving for them reflect a belief in scarcity rather than abundance? Striving for someone, affirming all day for them, trying to change them, trying to force them to change. Is that me saying that I am the version of me who already has them? Or is that saying that I am in lack? Is that from love or is that lack? You're not loving the version of them that you already have, that is already promised to you. You're in lack trying to struggle and change somebody out there, when that version of them is perfect and deserves to exist. Let that version of them fade away. Let the dead bury the dead. And you simply focus on the version of them that you actually want. Grant that to yourself right now. Number 3, what would it feel like right now to let the old version fade into nothingness? What would it feel like right now to let the old version fade into nothingness? Luke 9:60. Appreciate that. Matthew 8:22. Hold up. Which one is which? Now Luke 9:60. I got you. Matthew 8:22. Hold up. Hey, I'm gonna have to fact check all of y'all now, because y'all can't stay on the same page. I'm just playing. All right. So what would it feel? You know, the beautiful thing about these discussions, I don't directly give y'all techniques, because when I work with clients, I don't give techniques, right? I talk them through it, and what you'll find out is that you can do whatever technique, right? I've had certain clients that still do the state akin to sleep. I've had certain clients that completely dropped the affirming for their person and simply went to the knowing of I am source, and that became their affirmation through the day, right? I know clients that do all kinds of different techniques, but if you really pay attention to these discussions, I do wrap a big technique within it, but it's up to you to create whatever you want. The technique is powerless, right? But if you create something that actually works for you, and you don't have to take somebody else's, hey, what did you do? Exactly what did you say? What was the affirmation that you say? Now you're just trying to chase other people's manifestations, right? You're putting your power in something outside of you. You think that it's the actual words that they say specifically that got them what they wanted. No, it's not. It was their conviction. It was their belief. It was their knowing of themselves, right? It was their conviction in who they were. That is what manifested. They could have said whatever. They could have done whatever. But what they did was special to them. But it was special from the perspective of them already knowing who they are, right? So I do wrap a lot of these in a big ass technique, but I don't specifically give techniques, because you can do whatever you want. It's bigger than that, man. I don't want you to go through a situation with your SP and all of a sudden y'all get into an argument, and instead of you being present and talking to them and knowing who you are in source, knowing who you are as source, deciding to choose a version of them, but still being present with this version of them, I don't want you ignoring them and affirming in your mind the whole goddamn time when they're trying to talk to you. What kind of life is that? I want you to have the tools and the knowing of who you are to allow yourself to actually stand upright, to stand solid in that knowing throughout whatever happens in your life. Don't allow these techniques to be a crutch, y'all. You are source. You don't need shit but to be. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, the Word was with God, right? God did not need a technique for light to show up, and neither do you. He simply said, let there be light. It didn't say, God said, let there be light. And then he sat and affirmed it. And then he visualized the light. Then he regulated the nervous system and reprogrammed the subconscious. And then light showing up. It didn't say none of that shit. Let there be light. And God saw it, and it was good. That's it. Point blank period. Straight to the point. This is the power within you. The same power that creates galaxies. And you're worried about one little musty ass SP. Yes, your SP is musty. Okay? Surely this divine power within you can yield you a couple dollars. can bring forth the version of that SP that you actually want. Surely. Okay? Surely. All right? Number 4. Can I imagine the version of them who already loves me? Can you imagine right now the version of you or version of them who already loves you? Can you imagine the version of you right now? Can you know that you are already the version of you who deserves that love, who receives that love? When you walk into the room and they just hug your neck, right? You smell her hair. It smells perfect, like always. She looks you right in the eyes and it's perfect, like always. That version of you already exists right now. You're already that version. Accept it right now. Okay? And number 5, what does it mean for me to choose life in my relationships today? To choose life instead of death. Remember, you can always choose life. Choose life or death. Life and death are always presented to you. Remember, let me not misquote that. Let's go right back to that verse. Where was it? Here we go. Deuteronomy 30:19. Deuteronomy 30:19. I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your seed may live. Choose life. Choose life. Choose life. God, meaning you, will give signs. Look at that bar. Look at that bar you just dropped. Right? Who gives you the signs? Who is the one that says, oh, it's a synchronicity? Who is the one that says, oh, it's divine timing? Who is the one that says, oh, it's all unfolding perfectly? Who is the one that says, oh, it's not? Who is the one who is the sign? You are the walking sign. You can say everything means something. Everything means something. All right? Now hear this letter. Okay, this letter is to you. This letter is to you, okay? It's because I love y'all. It's a very romantic letter to y'all. Here we go. Beloved, hear me. You do not need to cling to the version of them who cannot see you, who resist the radiance you are. That version is not your home, not your reflection, not your truth. To persist in holding them is to persist in lack. Release them. Not because you are unloved, but because you are infinitely loved in 1,000 other realities where devotion already breathes your name. You are not here to wrestle with shadows, to force the unwilling into affection. You are here to dwell in abundance, and abundance is the power to choose. Just as Scripture declares, I set before you life and death, blessing and cursing, therefore choose life. So choose. Choose the life where love greets you at the door, where their eyes mirror back the fulfillment you already carry within. Drop the old version without mourning, as one sheds a garment that no longer fits. For you are clothed in glory, and glory cannot beg. The one who matches your fulfillment already exists, not as a dream, but as a dimension. Step into it. Consent to it. Let the other dissolve into nothingness as easily as breath leaves the body. And remember, to choose them as yours now is not to change them, but to change the reality you stand in. The old fades when you stop feeding it with attention. The new blooms when you water it with faith. So walk boldly into the garden of the version who already loves you, and let your heart rest there. Let your heart rest there. Right? I am that I am, no matter what. No matter what. Okay? So we got some affirmations for y'all. Remember, when I read these affirmations, you're not trying to be them. This is a divine remembrance. This is you remembering who you truly are. Okay? Okay. Number 1. I release the shadows of the old version and step boldly into the reality where love answers me now. Okay? Remember, I'm uploading these, right? So hear these. You don't have to write these down. Hear these. Listen to these. Feel these. Know these are you. Okay? And then you can go on YouTube and you can pull these affirmations down. All right? Damn. In the endless corridors of creation, I enter the chamber that overflows with devotion and blessing. Know that. Know that this is already you. Okay? This is your destiny. This is your destiny. You want to know how to choose what's right for you? Choose what you want. That is what's right for you. Make the choice, okay? Love is my inheritance, and true abundance never strives. It simply is. Love is my inheritance. Love is your inheritance, and true abundance, which you are, with your divine ass. With your divine ass. True abundance never strives. It simply is. Just your being, just your existence, right? Just the fact that your heart is beating right now and a power within you has enough interest in you to continue keeping it beating is the proof of your worthiness. You are worthy because you are. You are loved unconditionally, supported unconditionally because you draw breath right now. You are everything that you desire to be right now, no matter what. Okay? Next, I do not chase, for what is mine runs to me. I choose, and the universe bends in agreement. Heaven rejoices when you make a choice. The earth is blessed by your choice. Your life is expanded by your choice, right? I do not chase, for what is mine runs to me, sprints to me, cannot wait to be with me. It fiends for me. I choose, and the universe bends in agreement. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay? You don't need to ask for permission. The reason you have the desire is because the Spirit of God wants to experience that desire through the identity of you. You have permission. You have permission. What more do you need? Where do your desires come from? Do you create all of your desires? No, they come from the cosmos, from the ether. They come from that greater being within you. They come from that greater part of you. They come from that divinity within you. That is all you need. And after you receive that inclination, simply make the choice. Make the choice. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. 4 more, right? Buckle up. 4 more, buckle up. My focus is holy fire, shaping reality into what gives life, joy, and wholeness. My focus is holy fire. My focus is holy fire. I am the flame of God. Excuse me, my bad, y'all. I am the flame of God. You are the holy flame. You are the eternal flame. Okay? My focus is holy fire, shaping reality into what gives life, joy, and wholeness. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Next up. Next up. I love these last 3. I feel like I cooked with these. All right, here we go. I dwell in the mansion of devotion, not the dungeon of rejection. For my Father's house holds only love for me. Ooh. I dwell in the mansion of devotion. I am, right? I am the house of the Father, right? In my Father's house are many mansions. I am the house of the Father. And this house that I dwell in is built on devotion. My Father's house holds only love for me. Only love for me. The kingdom of God holds only love for me. And my reality must reflect the same. Okay, next up. I let the old story fall away like worn garments. And behold, all things within me and around me are made gloriously new. When I release what I do not want, when I bless it as perfect and I allow myself to choose what I want and accept That choice is holy. All things within me and around me are made gloriously new. Beautiful. Beautiful. And last but certainly not least, okay? Last but certainly not least. My love is divine. My love is divine. My reflection is sacred. Reality mirrors back to me the beauty of what I already am. My bad, y'all. My love is divine. My reflection is sacred. Reality mirrors back to me the beauty of what I already am. Let me say that to you. Let me really speak to you, all right? Sit down and hear this. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, unless you're driving. You better not close your eyes if you're driving and blame me for shit, all right? Sit down, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Your love is divine. Your love is divine. Your reflection is sacred, okay? Reality mirrors back to you the beauty of what you already are. Okay? Reality mirrors back to you the beauty of what you already are. You are absolutely divine. I was going to say absolutely beautiful, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? My brothers, right? My brothers, you are absolutely beautiful too. You are absolutely beautiful, absolutely divine, absolutely perfect. Okay? My gods, my goddesses, you are absolutely beautiful, absolutely perfect, absolutely divine, absolutely whole, absolutely loved, absolutely worthy for everything that you desire right now. Everything that you desire right now. I was trying to stay serious. I look up in the chat and it says cheek clap. Oh man, y'all funny. Right, y'all are funny. So that's all I have for today. All right. That is all I have for today. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, now we do questions. Y'all have questions. If y'all want to join up. All right? Don't be shy. Don't be shy, okay? We are on this journey together. If y'all have the ability to share your story, or share where you are, share what you want. You don't have to be specific, right? Share what you want, share where you are, share what you're going through, right? And I can help you kind of eliminate any kind of limitations, all right? I can help you with that. But also other people by hearing these different stories, because we're all on this journey. We're all reflections of one another. But as we hear other people's journey, it helps the collective. Just by you sharing your story, sharing what you're going through, right? We're going to help. I'm going to be patient and gentle with you, right? I'm going to help you out. We're going to help each other. But you're also helping the collective just by being able to come up here and join. So I'll give y'all some time. If y'all want to come up here and join, who wants to be the first tribute? I know a couple of y'all earlier today were like, I'm going to join. Now y'all waiting to be second, huh? You're my favorite on this app. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How do I define what manifestation is? Damn. How do I define what manifestation is, right? Shoot, it's everything, right? It's reality as a whole. It is what isn't reality, or what isn't manifestation would almost be a better question, right? There's nothing that is not a part of your conscious creation, right? The way you choose to see the world, the way you experience the world, what you experience in this world, right? It's all manifestation, right? Yeah, we can call it internally shifting because you are always shifting, right? Internally shifting at every moment. The example that I always give, all right, if you're going to be tribute, then hit that request button. Oh, I just went through the viewers. I see a couple of y'all that I already know are going to request. Y'all just being shy right now, which is very cute. Very, very cute. All right, so if you think of reality, think about reality like this, okay? If you've watched, I've given this analogy, but I think it's very helpful. If you've ever watched a movie, done any video editing or photo editing, right? Movies are typically shot in what is called frames per second. There should be a button on the bottom where you could request. So video is shot in what's called a frame per second. So sometimes it's like 24 frames a second, 30 frames a second, 60 frames a second. It can be very, very high depending on the quality of the camera. All right. And if you want slow-mo. Okay. So basically what happens is this. When you watch a video, you think you're watching this smooth motion, but what you're really watching are a bunch of frames per second. So in regular video, it might be 24 frames a second. So it looks like I'm just talking and you're getting motion, but every second you're just seeing 24 pictures. And the pictures are flying by so fast that it looks like motion. And this is what video is. Reality is the same way. Okay? Every moment of reality is simply a still image. It's simply a still image, and you are hopping from moment to moment to moment to moment, from reality to reality to reality to reality. This is how it works. Okay? So you're always changing. The situation is always changing. If right now you went and stared at a blade of grass for a day, and you came back to report your findings, you would say, man, nothing changed. But in every moment, that grass was new. And we know that it grows because you go out and you cut the grass, right? One time I was on a trip. You ever smelled the smell of fresh grass? Somebody's cutting the grass. It just smells incredible, right? It smells incredible. When I was on a trip, I was taking a walk. And these people were cutting grass. And it didn't smell, this might be a difficult story for some of y'all to hear, that cut grass, okay? It didn't smell good. It smelled like fear. It smelled like the grass was screaming. So anytime that you cut the grass, just know that the grass is screaming for you to stop. All right, I'm gonna end it right there. But what I'm saying is that even if you watch the situation, right? Even if you watch a blade of grass, okay? It's not going to look like it's changing, but it's changing in every moment, right? When you are cutting it, right? And it's screaming for its life, begging and pleading you to stop, begging you for mercy, but you continue to go, and it hates every Saturday when you go out there. It's like, here we go again. No, not again, please. Let us just grow in peace. You know what's very interesting? Let me not get off subject, man. Let me let some of y'all get up before I get off subject again. What's up?
Hi.
How are you doing today? Oh, I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. How you feeling today?
Very much grounded.
Yeah. Tell me about it. You can't give me those blank answers.
Yeah, I know, but it's a lot to work through. And I know all of you guys are setting this up for me to do it. So since I'm so present, I don't want to do it because I have a tantrum every time.
That's fine. That's cool. We can work through that. It's just a part of the unfolding, right? You getting it out there, you having whatever feeling that you are going through in the unfolding. It's all perfect anyway. So why not talk about it?
So much has happened. I don't even know how to piece it all together.
Okay. With a person, with money, what happened? You don't have to give a lot of details if you don't want to.
Oh my God, I don't know how to make it all make sense if I don't go into full detail.
Okay.
But I don't have to, right? So how do I shorten everything that I do?
Just because you're telling the story doesn't mean you're identifying with the story, right? The same way you can watch a movie and tell me about the movie, you don't have to identify with it. So if you're saying that from the perspective of you don't want to go into detail because you don't want to feel like you're creating that story again, we'll just decide right now that you're not creating that story again. You're simply saying it to get through it, knowing that you're in another reality anyway.
can make a perfect storyline to go through everything that I've walked through.
Okay.
Is really where I'm at.
Gotcha. Do you know what you want?
I do want the millionaire lifestyle. I definitely want that.
Okay. And what is the millionaire lifestyle actually tied to? It's tied to a millionaire version of you, right? However that millionaire version of you comes. It can come through you, it can come through somebody else, it can come through a gift, it can come through the lottery, it can come through whatever you are, whatever you're doing. It can come from infinite ways, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So all it is the acceptance of who you are right now. So I'm going to ask you, who are you right now?
That's a lot of options.
That's fine. There's infinite versions of you, right? So that's fine. Now, I'm sure there are certain things that you're open to in your life, so you don't have to be specific about those. But it already seemed like you were very specific on wanting this millionaire lifestyle. So why not simply go to the end on that? Go to the end, decide if somebody asks you, hey, how's your life going? What single sentence would you say to imply that it is done, that you are already that person that has it?
I always go to living the dream.
Living the dream. Okay, perfect. Cool. So right now you are absolutely living the dream. Now, next thing to remember, your specificity, your vagueness doesn't matter, right? Source already knows what you want. So you live in the dream, okay? So right now you are the identity of somebody that's living the dream. Now, do you accept that that is who you are right now?
Yes, I accept it.
You accept it?
Yes, I accept that.
All right, cool. So nothing is holding you back from it right now. There's no other story. You don't feel like you're wavering on it. You are absolutely 100% committed to it.
I'm 100% committed to it, yeah.
Perfect. Girl, you ain't need my help. What you need from me then? Sound like you're good to me.
Just a little bit of emotional regulation. That was it.
Oh, emotional regulation. Okay, cool. So I'm going to ask you this. Do you believe that your emotions keep you from what you want?
Sometimes, yeah. I feel them way too deeply.
Way too deep. Okay.
I feel them way too deeply.
Why would you think that they take you away from what you want?
I don't believe that it takes me away from what I want. It just stops me from being able to function because of how bad it hurts.
Okay. So you believe that you feel very deeply. Now, I'm sure that if we were not talking about a negative situation, you would see that as an asset, right? Right? Like you would see that as, I can show up for my family like this. I can show up for loved ones, for a spouse, for kids, for whoever, for friends in this beautiful way because of the depth of my soul, right?
Yes.
So why do you see it as beautiful in those areas, but you can't accept that it's beautiful in this area?
I guess it's because I went so far back in my Akashic records that I don't like the dark side of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like to tap into deep, dark emotions.
Why not? I'm gonna keep pushing.
I don't trust myself for shit. Sorry, wrong the buck. My apologies.
No, you good. You good. Keep going. Keep going. You say you don't trust yourself?
I don't trust the darkness.
The darkness, right? Okay. Well, this darkness that you are calling, what do you mean you don't trust it? You're do you believe that it's something that could potentially ruin your life, or what does that mean when you say you don't trust it?
So at the depths of the weight of how many times I've crossed my own boundaries to bleed out for other people, that I don't trust myself to not put myself first this time.
Okay.
And that the darkness within me will just eventually just be like, all right, we're done, do it over.
Okay, cool. So The problem, okay, so it's putting you first really is at the crutch of it, right? So it's not really the fear of that quote unquote darkness, it's your desire to put yourself first and this kind of feeling or fear that if you don't put yourself first, then there'll be negative consequences.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the choice that we have to focus on, right? I hear you when you say darkness, but I don't believe that you truly feel like this is darkness. I believe that this is just depth. It might be an unknown. It might be a different part of you that's just very, very expansive. It can be a very powerful part of you, right? That emotional core, your ability to show up for others, is probably also something that has pushed you into grief. But that grief has also probably given you this beautiful perspective on love and on good times, right? Like I used to call myself an overthinker, but then when I really started to to be introspective and really started to look at myself, I said, you know what? This quote unquote overthinking is what allows me to show up beautifully when I love people, beautifully for my family, for my friends, for loved ones, for whatever. Why do I want to avoid that? Right? So you go deeper. Why am I trying to avoid it? Well, really, I'm just not trying to face myself. Really, I'm not trying to face this emotion that I'm feeling. And so the next question is what? All right. Is me not acknowledging those feelings, is that loving myself? Okay, well, maybe I want to be happy. But I would argue that if you had a child or a best friend that was going through a situation that was sad or hurt, you would not tell them to get away until they felt better. You wouldn't try to get them to suppress that emotion. So why do we try to do that with ourselves? Why don't we love ourselves through that? If I cannot sit in the depths of my own emotions, if I cannot confront my fear of choosing myself and putting myself first, then how can I expect somebody else to do that for me? How could I sit, if I can't sit in the intimacy with myself when I'm going through sadness or fear or pain or whatever, how can I expect somebody else to sit in that intimacy with me? You're on mute if you're talking.
No, I was just working good happen. That was it.
Gotcha. All right. So even the putting yourself first, right? It's a choice. So I'm gonna ask you, what does putting yourself first even look like to you?
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
I've been working since I was 15 and I've been a mom of three.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I became a mother at 15, so all I've known is to mother people.
Gotcha. All right. So what have you done in the past that felt like you were not putting yourself first, and what would you do differently now? And if you haven't thought of that, that's the first step, right?
Right.
It's going there, right? You have to be able to go there, because in going there, you're going to dissolve that fear boundary, right? You're going to get to the understanding that you are exactly who you say you are, no matter what, right? If right now you decide you want this millionaire lifestyle, you want this beautiful lifestyle, this beautiful family, this beautiful whatever the case may be, the loved ones, you want it all, right? I want it all for you, right? So if you want all of that, then guess what? You're going to have to dissolve those boundaries. You're going to have to figure out, what do you actually want? What does showing up for yourself look like? Right? How would you show up for yourself that would prove to yourself that you love yourself, that you are first? Now, I would also tell you, how do you show up for yourself in your sadness, in your pain, right? Are you present there, right? Because you know from having children, no matter what they're going through, the most important thing that they can get for you when they're sad or frustrated or angry or in anxiety or fear, their thoughts are racing, is your presence. It's the most important thing. Do you provide yourself that presence when your thoughts are racing or when your emotions feel a certain type of way? Or are you running from that feeling?
I've always just kind of shoved them down and kept it going.
Yeah. And so even if you do that, right, how can the external reality even show up for you fully if you're not showing up for yourself? So you want to put yourself first. That's the first step, right? Figure out, okay, this is how I would show up this is how I've shown up for people in the past. This is how it would look to put myself first. And then also, how does it actually feel to put yourself first in your life? How does it feel to sit with your sadness, sit with your doubt, sit with your anxiety, sit with your fear, sit with those uncomfortable situations, and then get through the other side of them? How does it feel to remind yourself, even though I feel like this, I am still perfect and whole and complete in source. I am still absolutely divine.
Yeah, that's the part I always miss, is coming back and I guess giving myself praise at the end of it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then just go right back into more shadow work.
Well,
it's like I think I dug a little too far back.
I mean, I don't know, man. I hear you. I feel like we have this misconception of even what shadow work is. You don't do shadow work to get anything or to get your manifestation. You accept that you are that person right now. I would say if you're not able to sit with your emotions that you feel are uncomfortable, then what shadow work have you been doing? You've been digging up information, but you haven't even been confronting yourself or consoling yourself through it. It's like me. I can go out and I can read a whole bunch of books on how to heal, but until I sit with my emotions and if I just keep suppressing it, what am I actually doing?
Oh, well, that's like a lot of emotion.
But
I just put it in small doses because it hurts so bad.
But that's the beautiful part of you. That's also why it feels so good when you're in beautiful situations. I understand that it hurts, right? But this is a part of you. Mm-hmm. This is you. Like, this is your inner child. This is, how do you show, like, how would you want someone to show up for your children? Show up that way for you. You don't want, like, you would not cast someone else out just because they had large feelings. Why are you casting yourself out? Why are you shutting yourself down? Just because your feelings are big and your feelings feel a certain way. Your feelings are still the perfect catapult right now to get you clarity on what you want and actually push you in the direction of what you want to receive in your life.
Yeah. The advice givers, we never take our own advice. This is why we need coaches.
No, facts, man. That's funny. That is so funny. Right, we can say the same thing over, but somebody tells it to us and it's like the first time. Like, oh shit, you're right.
I was like, I thought about all the times that I've said that to other people, and I'm like, and here we are, here's your sign.
Exactly. You already know what to do. I can already tell anyway. I can already tell.
It's just kind of being able to turn the dial up a little bit, other than stay right in the pain. It's kind of making it go all full circle.
You said sitting in the pain is making it full circle?
No, like it's being able to push myself out of it after I've sat in it and then keep on going with the thought processes to get myself to where I'm going to be able to find the answers I'm looking for.
Gotcha. Well, the answer, yeah, you're right. You know exactly where those answers are. Mm-hmm. You know exactly where those answers are already, right? Why are you scared to go there?
It's a very big timeline leap. That's it. Just trying to adjust up to that.
Yeah. Okay. You are absolutely supported, right? By source, by the universe, by yourself. You are absolutely supported and absolutely loved. And you have nothing to fear or run from in this reality. It's all for you. Everything is for you, right? When you start doing the work from that knowing, it can provide you, I guess, a little bit more comfort. So that's what I would advise, right? The answers that you seek, right, are already within you. You already have those answers. And in seeking those answers, you're already unconditionally supported in receiving them, right? So just relax into that knowing of who you are and allow everything to unfold.
yeah, it just hurts horribly to receive. Like I haven't done that, God, I don't know, my life,
Yeah.
other than when I was younger. But like to be able to receive presents for myself, like no, I'm not worthy of that. And then walk away.
Yeah. It's a skill, man. It's time to get better at it. The same way that you would tell people to do it, it's time for you to do it for yourself, man. You got this, though. You got this.
The proverbial biting the bullet.
Yep. You got this. I believe in you. We all believe in you.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Anything else you got?
I think that's all I have. I'm just kind of going through the motions. Mm-hmm. Every little motion. There's a lot of weight over here. So.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Because you're so divine, man. All that divine burden within you, right? You're gonna get through it. You'll get through it. And you'll be better because you faced it. People will show up for you beautifully because you faced yourself. It's all you, right? The moment you start showing up for yourself, the reward is that everybody will show up for you. Mm-hmm. Accept it.
So it's pretty much, okay, so I got the spirals down pat. It's kind of making everything go for a circle in the heart space, right?
You said the
Quicker than I allow it to.
What can you say that one more time?
So I'm thinking, so I can allow, kind of like the spiral, because we all spiral. So I can let the spiral happen through all of my chakras, light codes, I don't know how you want to say it.
Yes.
But it's kind of getting everything to lock in place in my heart chakra, because like I kind of like leave it open for everyone, so I never close it in order to be able to take time for me.
Why would you try to close it?
Oh yeah, right.
Why?
I need to cut off my own energy.
Yeah, like you keep it open for everybody else, but for you, for some reason, you're gonna close it. So everybody else gets the best version of you, and what do? You get the leftovers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nah, hell no, not at all. Right? Do you have enough love within you to heal everybody around you and also heal yourself? You are infinite love. Infinite. The more love you pour into yourself, the more love source pours into you. It's all full circle. You don't have to close down. You don't have to hold on to anything. You don't have to let go of anything. You don't have to, you don't have to hold on to anything. You can simply provide yourself with the most loving part of you and allow source to flow through you while you do that and feel those big emotions and understand that the way that you feel those the way that you confront those emotions now is the way that other people are going to show up for you, right? Like there's so many blessings on the other side of this work. Don't close yourself down. Allow yourself to feel it and allow yourself to feel through it.
I guess what I'm having the issue with is what I have to do in order to be able to function and feel the pain at the same time. Mm-hmm. Because everything's so heavy at the moment.
Okay, we'll cut out times then for you to feel the pain. But, I mean, you know when those times are. Right now, right? We don't start leaning into excuses. Don't start doing that now. Right? You can still cut out time to give yourself space, right? Like, when's the last time that maybe you were cooking or you were reading and you just decided, okay, maybe when I cook, I'm actually just going to be present with myself through this. I'm not going to be multitasking or listen to music or listen to a podcast. I am going to give myself presence. When's the last time that before you go to sleep, right, you give yourself that presence instead of being on your phone? Or you tell yourself that you love you. You hug yourself to sleep. When's the last time instead of, doing whatever when you're brushing your teeth, right, you looked at yourself in the mirror and you were devoted to yourself, right? You loved on yourself. You spoke life into yourself, right? You allowed yourself to cry. When's the last time that you cried in the mirror and you told yourself, I will be here for you. I will give you the grace and the space to process all of these emotions, right? You can set aside small times to do these things.
Right. Other than making it a whole song and dance just to feel my emotions. Everything a
Exactly.
lot easier, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Do what you are called to do, right? You don't have to sit right now and just process everything right now. Give yourself grace and time and know that this is a journey. Know it's a journey.
Yeah, I'm such an overachiever. Just gotta get everything done all at once.
Right. I hear you. I hear you. Right. But we can only get it done one step at a time.
Yeah, we elephants one bite at a time here.
Exactly. And none of this has anything to do with your worthiness, right? Like you are absolutely worthy. Absolutely whole. You're still perfectly in alignment to get everything that you want. Once you start showing up with yourself though, you just unlock this new version of reality that can show up for you in a different way.
Yeah, I'm still down with it. I still don't know what reality I want.
You say you don't know what you want?
Nope, I don't know what I want.
I know why. Well, I mean, if you suppress your pain, right? Think about that. Most people, if you ask them what they want, like let's say you ask most people what they want in a partner, they're going to explain it from the perspective of what they don't want, the stuff they went through. So how can you even get clarity on what you want if you're not even able to dive into the things you don't want or the things that hurt you that give you clarity on that? So it all is full circle. It's all purposeful. You go through everything for a purpose.
If I... Okay, there we go. Sorry, you froze.
Oh, no,
You froze on me for like 2 minutes. Well, not 2 minutes, like 30 seconds.
oh, dang. Okay, what was I saying? probably didn't hear any of that, huh?
And I really stopped. Like the whole thing stopped working for like 30 seconds.
Oh, I don't remember what I was saying. Whoa, do you remember what I was saying? I don't remember what I was saying.
So what are you running from and what are you running to? Is pretty much what I was getting the gist of.
That sounds about right. Sure.
Completely opposite.
Yeah. What are you running from and what do you want to? Yeah, that sounds about right. What are you running from and what are you running to? That sounds about
Okay,
right.
cool. All right. Getting the hang of it. All right. Well, I do want to be a rock star, but then again, I also have stuff I have to do here. So it's like, do I let go of everything to be able to bring the kids with me, or do I go back to a smaller life?
What I mean, that's a choice, right? Who can tell you what choice to make? Why don't if you are stuck between two, why don't you just decide right now that whatever decision that you make is perfectly in alignment with where you need to go? Make that decision up front. Take out the guesswork, right? So once I make that decision, I just do what's best, knowing that I'll be redirected to the right path anyway. It doesn't really matter.
And then it's believing and I'll be able to actually give that to myself.
Believing you'll be able to, well, I mean, it's beyond believing, right? It's just the knowing, right? It's just accepting that you are already the person who is in perfect alignment to get exactly what they need, who can do exactly what they need to do, where everything flows to you in the right way. Right? So it's not even about becoming the right person. You already are the right person. It's about accepting that you right now are the right person.
But it's like, then again, do I want to live the fast life when everything's so beautifully like working around me that I like to just sit and watch everything function?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you're simply having this quote unquote analysis paralysis because you look, whatever choice you make is perfect. But the more that you sit and dwell around and play ping pong with the choices, right? You're just confusing yourself. Whatever you do is perfect. Declare that right now. Instead of walking into the choice and then making a choice and being like, oh, did I make the right one or not? Simply decide that whatever you're going to do is perfect. I can't guide you on which way to go. No one can but you. Absolutely nobody can give you that kind of guidance on should you go this way or that way. That is all you. But you are infinitely supported in whatever decision you make, and both decisions will be perfect. Even if you take one decision and it guides you down the path towards the other one, it will still be perfect. You have to have faith in yourself and that source within you. It makes no sense to sit around and debate, oh, should I go this or should I hold on to this or should I let go? Doesn't matter. Your source. You don't have to let go of any. You don't have to hold on to anything, or you can let go of it all. You don't have to grip this way or be rerouted here. You simply need to make the choice that everything is working out for you, and then do whatever you believe is best next, knowing that it's all perfect, knowing that you've already made the decision. Right? Don't get to the end of the decision and then start debating if you did the right thing. Declare from the beginning who you are, and then allow yourself to flow through the situation.
That's a little more to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good.
All good?
Yeah. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you as well. Love y'all. What's up? What's up?
Hi,
How are
Alex,
how are you?
alias, whatever your name is.
How are you doing today? How you doing today?
I'm gonna have to mute because I already can tell I can't hear nothing. But before I do that, I want to ask you first if it's possible. Like I listen to a lot of your videos at like 4 a.m. on YouTube, and the ads become every 5 minutes shot. Every 5 minutes. I don't know if you're able to fix that. Every 5 minutes. Oh my god. If that's possible.
I guess I can do that. I don't know how, but I'll figure it out.
Oh, I can't read. Oh, I can read this. Okay. So, I came up here a few weeks ago. You were very helpful. Thank you so much. I was. Anyway, let's just say right now, in the unfolding. Okay.
Okay.
And I just seen a couple of things that's come up that maybe I probably need some help with. In terms of like, okay, I want to, I have, how do I say this? I'm expecting marriage and children or a child or whatever, children, child.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have this dream because right now I have,
You have
a roommate.
roommate. Okay.
And I feel like at my age, I shouldn't have a roommate. I expected certain things at this time. So I'm seeing that's triggering me. The story I have of where I should be right now in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And want me to unfold the luxury apartment that I have, my gorgeous home. But every time like this girl does something, I react, and I don't have a problem with reacting because I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yes. I feel like I'm allowing. I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Why am I allowing her to trigger me so much?
Uh-huh.
And every time she does, I go to, it's okay. I have a luxury apartment coming, but then it says to me the fact that I am being triggered, that there's something that needs to be worked on. You know what I mean?
I hear you. We can often think of that, but isn't that just another story that's holding you into that situation? Thinking that you have to work through something just because you're triggered? Right? That's just something that's just a way for your ego to hold on to this same situation. You don't have to hold on to anything. You don't have to tell that story at all. Right? You can go straight to the knowing of who you are right now and allow that to fade away. And every time it's triggered, you can tell a different story. That's an old version of you trying to hold on so that you can find a reason to identify with it, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Allow the triggers to pass. They're just emotions, right? They're just feelings. They come and go. But who are you through them all, right? Don't base your identity on the circumstances. Allow the circumstances to change to match your identity. You don't have, just because you feel a certain type of way, does not mean that you have to go dig in and say, why do I feel this way? Is this trying to teach me a lesson? No, it's not. It's just trying to hold you there, right? That's that trap of healing, that trap of therapy. When people start going down that healing journey, they end up in therapy for 13 years, right? The more you dig for it, the more you're going to find. If you start digging for triggers, I guarantee, or if you start digging for reasons why you're triggered, you can probably name about 10 or 12 off your mind. And that's fine. Let them go. You stay committed and faithful to that story, and you allow this one to fade away. Right? The triggers are it's just emotional feedback. This is how you used to think. You used to think because you're triggered, it means something. It's just a trick of the ego. It's just a trick of the old version of you that is trying to survive while this reality is just fading away into nothingness. Let it fade away. You stay committed to who you are.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then also, it's like I was saying, I see myself being married with children. Before that, I want my luxury apartment. So now I'm like, I've given myself stages. And then there's also that time element you were talking about earlier. I'm getting keep clocking Father Time or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm 41. I want to have children. And so I only got this much time to figure this out if I want to have my own. Because I want my own spot. I want my own luxury spot.
All right.
For at least a year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. I feel like I'm confusing the process when I'm put this time limit in stages.
You are, because what you're actually saying, I'll tell you what you really are saying. What you're really affirming to me right now, especially when you put these time stamps on it, is you're affirming that you're really not the person that you say you are. You won't be the person that you say you are until reality shows you different. But you have to decide right now that you are the version of you that you say you are. No matter this, the paradox is this, okay? The paradox is this. Can you decide that you are the version of you that you want to be, no matter what the situation looks like? Even if it took a year, right? Because your mind is going to go there and say, hell nah. It better not take a fucking year. That's where your mind is going to go. But can you stay firm in the knowing and say,
what I mean. Like,
what do you mean?
Like, say now, let's say now my manifestation happened. I have my luxury apartment. And then I want to have some time in that before the next part. Like, I got phases. Like, phase 1, the apartment. Phase 2, the husband and the kids.
Yeah. Okay. You're not worried about it taking too long. You're just worried about once you get it, are you going to have enough time to enjoy it?
The second part taking too long because I want the first part first. That makes sense.
Man, look.
Dr. Joe has on his page the testimonies and stuff.
Yeah.
People being able to have children after whatever. So I'm like, I have that in my mind of, okay, I know I can create, doesn't matter what's going on. But then I also see like what people have said something, oh, you're 40, you can't have no kids. And my cousin the other day was all like, oh, she still get a period?
Look at you. You're so focused on the external reality. You're so focused on those things that you can't relax into the knowing that it's all going to unfold perfectly.
And I realize that's what it's showing me. That's why I'm here talking to you.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, go on.
What happened? You went up.
No, my battery. Yeah. So go on and sit down and stay a while, all right? Look, you have to make the decision, okay, right now, that everything is going to unfold perfectly. It really does not benefit you to sit around thinking about your time phases, okay? You don't even know what you're going to want in a month. Decide that it's all going to unfold perfectly And it will, and leave it at that, right? When you get into this, oh, am I going to enjoy this long enough? Is this going to show up? Cool, right? You're you're still doing the same thing that I was saying. You're still saying, if this does not look exactly like this, then I am not that person that I say I am. So it's still the exact same message. I would even ask you this though. Okay, let's say that you get into this beautiful spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say 2 weeks later you're out, doing whatever you do. No judgment. Okay. And then you meet this beautiful man. You meet the man of your dreams. Okay. Immediately, right? If you meet him, then are you going to stop it from happening? Just because you haven't had enough time. Okay, cool. All right, then what are you talking about?
No, I mean, that would be a beautiful way of it unfolding.
Okay, perfect. So
But I'd be in the apartment.
Say what?
I'd be in the apartment.
Yeah, exactly. So you're in the apartment. Okay, you're in the apartment. Boom, now he meets you. All right.
I think what it is for me is how when I take the time to envision it, like 1 minute I'm in my apartment, the next minute I feel like that's a bit all over the place.
That's
and
fine.
Like, does that matter?
No, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. You can have it all, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You're the identity that has both. However it unfolds is perfect. Matter of fact, I would even tell you to give up your, like, when you're trying to piece it together like this puzzle, give that up, right? You can do that for fun. Do that for fun. But know that it will unfold in a way that's perfect for you. Y'all can meet at the same day. Y'all could be moving into that apartment at the same time together. He's a next door neighbor. You never know, right? Things show up in beautiful and mysterious ways.
True.
Yeah, relax into that knowing, right? It will unfold perfectly. Source knows what's perfect better than I do, right? You're doing all of this, trying to pick and choose how it's going to look. You're just trying to micromanage the divine. You just know what you want. You want this and you want that. Let that be it. And now allow it to surprise you.
Okay. I like that. Surprises.
Do you? Do you like surprises? Is that what you like? It don't sound like it. It didn't sound like it before. All of a sudden now you like surprises, huh? I'm a changed woman. I like surprise. Okay. If you say so.
I think it's just in my head. I was like, I started doing the thinking, and then it'd be like, did it be a baby? And I'm like, wait, hold on, but the husband, I can't be no single mother. I started going down a whole.
I see. Right? You don't have to go that, right? So think of all of these individual desires as just really pointing you to what you want, or all these individual fears, right? It's just giving you a little bit more clarity of what you want, and you can surrender all of that to source, or you can surrender all that to your I am. Like, oh, hold up, I don't want to be a baby mama. All right, cool, perfect. That is not a fear, that's a desire, right? You're looking at it from I don't want it, but really your I don't want it is actually saying what you do want. Claim that, and then allow that to unfold, right? Those moments are just giving you more clarity. See them as the blessings that they are, right? You have a desire, that's source desiring it through you. You didn't even come up with that desire in yourself. You just thought of some situation, all of a sudden you got a desire of, hell no, I don't want to be a baby mama. Perfect, that's fine. You don't have to be, right? Now accept that is your truth. Accept that is God that gave that desire to you, and now release that and allow it to unfold for you.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Of course it does.
Fantastic.
Of course
Thank
it
you.
does.
I just you very much helped me find my laughter again.
Absolutely, man.
In such stress, and so even in this space of the unfolding, I'm still getting into my body, into myself, and being myself.
Yeah, beautiful.
And knowing that that's perfect.
Beautiful. It's absolutely perfect, right? You already are in perfect alignment with everything that you want. Now use everything that you go through day to day as just these divine nudges pushing you to get more clarity on what you want, right? And allow it to be fun. Allow the journey to unfold perfectly. Don't go searching for triggers, right? Let that shit be. Stay who you are. Allow that to fade away while this new life continues to reveal itself right in front of your eyes, right? You got this. You got this. Fantastic.
All right, thank you. Let me let you move on to somebody else.
Well, I appreciate you guys. You have a good one.
See you.
Later. Next tribute. Who's the next tribute? What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just really happy today because it finally happened. It finally happened for me. I made the decision. I chose to not choose.
Mm-hmm. You chose to not choose.
Yes.
What are you talking about? Okay, explain what you're talking about.
I chose to not choose to not be God today.
Okay, you're using all these double negatives, bro. What are you saying? Be clear with me. You chose what?
I just chose to not choose. I realize that I'm choosing to not choose.
I got you. So right now you are choosing to flow.
I'm choosing to be stuck, but I know that I'm doing it on purpose now.
You choose to, okay. I got you. Perfect. You can choose whatever you want. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I was responding to that comment.
Can we choose though to not choose?
Yes, you can.
So would that mean literally that I'm not God?
No. It just means you're choosing not to be, and you're so unconditional.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Yeah. No. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't gut me up. Hold up. You are so absolutely unconditionally God that when you choose not to be, when you choose to allow life to unfold in a way that proves that you're not God, you're unconditionally supported in that decision as well. So you can't not be God, or else you couldn't even create the experience of having exactly.
Because I just got confused.
You just are source. Point blank, period. Whether you want to be, believe you are, does not matter. You simply are source. All right? If you choose to experience a life that's in alignment with the source within you, pure prosperity, pure love, you can get that. If you choose not to choose, if you choose struggle, which we see all the time, if you choose struggle, you can get that as well. So you're so unconditionally supported. You're always in alignment with source that you can create whatever reality you want. If you want to hold on to lack, cool. If you want to hold on to confusion, cool. If you want to hold on to love, cool. If you want life to prove to you that you're not the creator and strip your control, you can do that as well. So you can get whatever you want.
So there's a whole bunch of people that are choosing to do that, to live that life.
Absolutely. Those are the examples we talk about all the time, right? I want this and I have this, but then on the other hand saying, well, should I even have that? But what about this?
Could it be that people don't want the responsibility of remembering who they are, so they just rather be powerless?
Sure, you can put whatever example or definition you want on it, right? But you're always choosing something. You can say, I don't want the responsibility.
Get to why do we choose to put ourselves through hell? Like why?
Because it's a choice.
Yeah, but why do we choose that? If there is a choice to not do that, then why wouldn't we just not choose that?
Because you have free will.
I know. So why do some people like pain to the point where they keep choosing that?
Because that's their choice.
Oh, I know.
I mean, you want to justify it.
To why,
but I can't sit and tell you what everybody's decision is, right? Or what the reason for everybody's
decision
is.
Might be different as to why they're choosing what they're choosing.
Exactly. Everybody's reason is different. We're all individualized expressions of the one. Mm-hmm. All right? So all of our differences we're all just choosing. Now, if I sat and I told you I could come up with the reason why 8 billion different people choose, and there's not even just 8 billion. They say there's 8 billion people on this world, but 8 billion people with infinite versions of each of those 8 billion people. There are infinite choices that everybody is making every single moment, right? So it's not about figuring out why people choose. You don't have control over that anyway. Why don't you choose is the important question. It's about you. It's not about them. It doesn't matter what other people are creating. It doesn't matter what they're choosing or not choosing. It is about you. You're the only person that matters. Other people's story is not going to confirm anything for you. Your story is your own. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know why I still haven't totally figured that out. Why I've chosen that. I do think that some people do feel that it can be like victims can be blamed for their suffering because it's like, oh, you chose to get, murdered, or you know what I mean? Like we can think that everyone chooses, but to a point that would mean there's literally no victims at all ever.
There aren't. There's always a choice. Right? I get it. You're trying to wrap your logic around it, but there's always free will. Even if you're a child and your consciousness and you're not even walking around in a beta state, you're walking around in this programmable theta state, right? And other people's influences are in you. Other people are saying, fear this, do this. This is what makes you a good person. Run from this, run to that. That kid is already programmed. So they're right now, they're just a program of other people's opinions. This is how most people go through life. Most people go through life, and we already talked about it, right? Even if I say right now, I have this money, but I have a situation I fear, and I say, I have this money unless that situation happens. What I'm saying is I'm making it conditional. I'm saying I am not that person that always has that money. I need reality to show me something. So I'm still choosing not to be it. Therefore, I get the situation that I'm scared of to come into my life. It's always a choice. I get it. Like the logical mind is like, oh no, bad things happen. Well, sure. I mean, if you want to judge them as right or wrong, good or bad, that's up to you, right? But there's infinite versions of everyone. There's versions of you experiencing things. There's versions of you experiencing the polar opposite of what you're experiencing right now, right? For better and for worse, whatever the case may be, right? We always have a choice. And in this moment right now, you have all of your power to choose. Why you choose things doesn't matter. That's purely ego talking, always trying to justify. I don't know why I didn't choose. I don't know why I don't want to choose. I don't know why I should choose. Pure ego. The fact is it doesn't matter why you choose or do not choose. The only thing that's important is that you've chosen something. Even not choosing is a choice to receive what you don't want. That's it. You're always choosing. There's no getting around that. All right? If we sit and have the analysis paralysis and just constantly try to logic, why? Hey, if we sat here and we started playing the why game, we'd be here until the morning. We'd be here for a long time trying to figure out why. The fact that the why doesn't matter. The why is just your doubt disguised as discernment. And I'll constantly say that your doubt is just a disguise, or your discernment is just doubt disguised. What?
Oh, could it just be curiosity? I just feel like I just wonder why. Like I don't feel like I'm trying to disguise anything. I feel like I just deep down am like curious, like why would we have this power and then choose to forget that we have it and then struggle so hard to try to remember that we have it. I just think like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you can't say we, right? You can only say you, because you can't speak for anyone. You can only speak from your perspective of reality.
Right. But what are we all doing here though?
Well, what do you mean? You can't speak for we. You can only speak for you, right? Like, what are you doing here? And only you can answer that question.
We are all one.
We are all individualized expressions of the one. We are all one, absolutely. But we're not thinking the same thing, are we? So you can't speak for me. You can only speak for you. So it's not about what everybody's doing. It's about what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? I get it, right? You keep bringing it back to what I'm saying. But you're not getting deep enough with, okay, look, here's the thing, okay? whether it's okay to be curious about your choice, why you choose things. Okay? It's okay. That's perfect. It's fine. It's natural. It's a human desire. But when it does it, when you do that when you do that as a cop out of choosing, when you do that and it keeps you from what you want, that is where the issue stems from. It's not about, there's no problem in digging, okay? But at a certain point, I would ask you, is this digging actually getting you close to the life that you want? And if not, then what is still stopping you from making that choice, right? Why are you still going down this path? Like, at a certain point, are you going down this path of why to get clarity so you can create the life that you want? Or are you just going down that path of asking why just because it's fun to you to go down that path and not get what you want?
Asking why.
So what?
No, I just was agreeing with you. Yeah, like why am I even asking why?
Yeah, gotcha. And that's, I know, that's an individualized choice, right? It's a choice that you make, right? I can constantly give you answers and I can say do this or do that, and other people can as well.
You
But
don't know why.
yeah, exactly, right? But you have to make the choice on whatever, right? I can only speak for me, but I can give you these answers about, okay, well, do this, do that. And I can explain as best as I can. But the ego, no one can fully explain the infinite. You know what I'm saying? If we sit here and we have a discussion about source or discussion about anything, right? No one can fully explain all that there is. Our minds could not grasp it. So you can spend lifetimes going down this rabbit hole and never truly feel fulfilled. At what point is enough enough? At what point do you simply do it for fun? You simply do it for who you are, and you still allow yourself to choose the reality that you want and allow that to unfold? Do you need to know exactly how everything works before you just make a choice to live the life that you want? What is it?
Oh, I think I see what you're getting at. Instead of just accepting that you can't ever fully understand the mind of God, it's like the whole eating of the knowledge of the fruit of the forbidden fruit. Like, I'm chasing knowledge too much. Like, why?
You're chasing knowledge at the expense of your life, right? Like, it's one thing to chase knowledge. I chase knowledge. But it's another thing to do it as a cop-out of choosing what you want in your life, right? That's what the point that I'm getting at is. It would be one thing if you were just going down there, but you were still just knowing that, oh, okay, I just make a choice and I can get that and I can just stick with that. That's fine. But once we get down the path where it's like, I'm not making a choice. I choose to not choose because why do I choose? And why is this person not choosing? And what are we choosing for? Yeah. Like, now it's, what are you doing? Why are you trying to pull down the rabbit hole? Like, where are you going?
I think because not knowing hurts my brain, or like I'm telling myself that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. But you know, the mind of the infinite is infinite. And infinite means it's all that there is and always expanding. So that also means you cannot catch it. You can't catch the mind of the infinite. It's beyond, right? It's beyond. But don't tie that, right? I have to know all before I can get what I want. That is the danger, right? Because you never will.
In relationships or in anything, it could be like, oh, I need to know everything first before I accidentally sign up to something or
Right.
get into something. It probably has to do with trauma,
Yeah.
In the past not knowing something and being shocked by it. So then now I'm forever wanting to make sure I know stuff.
Well, yeah. But that's just holding on to the past because you believe that the past can be, like, you believe that the past is an absolute destiny of your future, and it's not. It's not even that your past is creating anything. It's just that you right now are pulling your past into your present and using it to explain you and coming up with some story of how it's going to confront you in the future. Like there's no past. There's just your thoughts of it. You're just taking what you've experienced it, and you're saying, oh, this is who I am now because I experienced that, and you're giving yourself this sentence that you have to walk through, and now you're using it as an excuse to go down this path and other things, right? Is that how you want to live your life? If it is, cool. But I don't think it is, because it doesn't sound like that's what you want to do.
But how would I know? Because if I'm choosing to do it, then wouldn't that mean that that's what I want to do?
Yes. Yes, it would mean that's what you want to do.
Okay. Okay. So will we just like cease to exist at one point?
Oh, how did you jump? How did you jump from this to ceasing to exist? What do you mean? What do you mean?
If we get to the point of just accepting everything, like, do we just, there's no point anymore. Like, we've come to the point.
Okay. You could not exist, right? You're just an infinite being. I get what you're getting at, right? You're trying to... My bad, man. No, you would not cease to exist. You wouldn't cease to exist. You ever seen the movie Lucy? Is that Lucy with Scarlett Johansson? When she takes like that drug and she just her mind keeps expanding. And at the end, she just dissolves into pure awareness. That's probably what you would do, right? We call that ascension, right? Some type of people believe, or some people believe that, you know, these ascended masters, they just kind of dissolve into pure awareness, right? The Buddha remembered his past lives and all of his reincarnations and yada yada, and he ascended into just pure awareness. Sure, you might be able to do that. However, that's not non-existence, right? And I've never experienced that, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
no,
that
I'm all sober here. My brain is always like this. I actually can't take any type of weed because I'd be too high and I've had to go to the hospital because I can't handle that. But I do think that the way I think makes life really hard because I have a hard time just accepting things as is.
Yeah. But I mean, even that is a choice. You're simply making choices to tell the same stories. Okay? Now, I get it. I'm going to say that, and then you're going to try to justify and figure out, well, why am I making the choice? Yada, yada. What about this? What about... You simply made the choice, and that is the bottom line. Now, from there, you can either make a different choice, or you can continue to make the same choice and continue to be in the same position. This is all it is, right? You make choices and you end up in situations, and then you get to choose, do I want to make the same choice or a different choice? So I would ask you right now, okay, if you know that your choices have led to this, why are you still making the same ones? Why are you refusing until you understand something to make a choice when you know that making the same choice simply leads to the same place?
Well, even want to get cheated on. That's probably the main core to all of it. Why'd you look at me like that?
Like what? Like my bad.
Oh, because I think that the biggest part to all of this, why I ask all the why questions probably, is because at the main core of it, I don't want to be with someone who's also in another reality with somebody else other than me. Does that make sense?
Okay. First of all, it makes sense, but you are overcomplicating this, okay? Look, this is all you have to do. This is all you need to know, all right? Right now, in this moment, you get to choose the version of whoever that you want to be with, okay? If you want someone to be faithful to you, you get to decide right now that you are the version of yourself that is treated a certain way by men. That's it. You make that decision, and then you commit to that decision of you, or that version of you, and now other people can commit to that version of you as well. That's all there is to it, right? You're thinking, okay, I want them to be only with me in this reality. You only have control over your reality. They're only in your reality. Like what do you mean?
I want them to be my man in everyone's reality.
You don't have control over that. You only have control over your reality, and that's all that matters. You don't even know anybody else's reality. You only know your reality.
Yeah, but I know that some women in their reality, they think they have my man, and I don't.
What? See, you keep focusing on everybody else. This whole we are and now you're talking about other people. You can't control anybody else. You only can control you. You only know you don't you right now are already making the assumption of other realities that you don't even exist in. You don't even exist in those realities. You'll never see them. And now you're keeping yourself from getting what you want because of some make-believe fantasy of some realities you'll never even be in. What sense does that make? You only have control of your reality. That's it. And the more you start thinking about everybody else's reality, the more that you lose control of yourself. You have no control of how anybody shows up in any other reality except for how people show up in yours. That is it. You have no control. No control. You only get to choose who you are, and then people get to align to that version of you. That's it. Let me plug in.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. I know it doesn't make sense, but it's just, I mean, it's just the same thing of, you have to worry about your man in this reality, and then you got to worry about him in all these other realities too.
I feel like you're just trying to be difficult now. You can't control, you don't even know or experience other realities except for yours. So I don't know what you're trying to get at. You can only control yours. You can sit here and you can worry about all these other realities, but you'll never experience them. Ever.
Yeah.
Never.
Because he could be faithful to me in this reality, but what if he's hopping around in all these other realities?
Doesn't matter. You're not there. So why does that matter? Why does that matter?
Because then I might not be aware of it because I'm not in that reality, but he, in some part.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that you can see the other realities he's in? Is that why you're saying this?
I think, yeah, they think they pop in.
Oh, yeah. No. They don't. Let's clear that up right now. They don't. You're arguing for your limitations so hard. It's ridiculous.
No, I don't. I don't know. I think that if I make the decision to be faithful, then it will happen.
If you make the decision to be faithful, you make the decision to be faithful. But who are you making? How do people treat you? How do people show up to you? Stay with me. Don't read the comments. Stay with me. How do people show up to you? Are people faithful to you? Not have people been faithful to you. Are people faithful to you right now? Yes, they are. That's it. No but. They are. They simply are.
It's kind of more like you cheat on me, I cheat on you. You be faithful to me, I'll be faithful to you. That's kind of how it feels. Yeah,
but you're thinking of this in a very linear way, okay? Here we go. Number one, okay? You absolutely have a choice on how people treat you. If you're telling this story about they cheat and you cheat and yada yada, you're already setting yourself up to get messed up in reality, okay? You cannot see anyone else's reality except for yours. The version of you or the version of whoever you deal with, whatever man you end up with, the version of you, or the version of him that you receive, is the only version that you receive. Okay? You will simply make a choice of who you want, and that person will show up into your life. That is it. Okay? You don't get to peek in any other realities. You don't see it. It makes no sense. It doesn't even benefit you at this point, the way you're thinking. It doesn't benefit you to even think that there are other realities at all, because the way that you're speaking about it is not. It's not making sense. Other realities, these other versions of him, are not peeking into your reality in spite of you. You make the choice of what you want him to be, and he shows up that way. That is it. That is law. That is universal law. But the moment that you start saying other versions of him are going to show up and they're going to be cheating on me, guess what you're going to get? The version of him that shows up and cheats on you. This is why arguing for your limitations is so ridiculous, because you're just creating scenarios and situations that you don't want to experience. You don't want that. So stop telling that story. Stop choosing to tell that story. You don't have to fight for it or argue for it. You don't have to. You can simply decide to dwell right now in the reality that you want. That's it. Right? I'm telling you how to do that. Just sit in that reality. Just know who you are. This is how men treat you. Everything else is a lie. It's an illusion. Anything that implies that you are not the person you need to be, drop it. It's a lie. It's not true. This whole concept of other realities leaking into yours, and he's thinking about other things and other realities. No, he's not. He'll only be doing that if you choose. There are people that do this work, that accept their SP. We just talked about it in this whole discussion. And they get exactly the person of their dreams, the person that adores them, faithful to them, worships them. It works, but you have to make the choice. If you don't want to make the choice, you'll continue to get the same things. It is constantly, it's just you. It is you. It's your choice, your decision to identify as a version of yourself, and then everything in the world will commit to that version. So if right now you commit, which it sounds like you are, when you commit and argue for this version of this man who is going to be cheating and have all these other people in these quote unquote different realities that are going to leak into yours, you are just affirming for it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to understand everything to know what you want. Knowing what you want is enough. Choosing what you want is enough. When you choose it, you don't have to argue your way out of it by understanding, okay, well, what about everybody else and all these other people and what they do? Who cares about them? Who cares? You get to live the life of your dreams. Accept what you want. Make all those questions. If you want to focus your questioning on something, focus your question on actually getting clarity on what you want. That's it. And when you get clarity on what you want, then go down the rabbit hole of trying to figure all these other things out and yada yada. But do it from the perspective of, I already know what I want. I've already chosen. You deserve the life that you want. And you are just delaying it by sitting around and perceiving or envisioning a reality where this man is leaking in realities. And you're all of a sudden you have these 80 different versions of him with different women. It doesn't even make sense. There's only your reality.
I don't picture it leaking. I don't picture realities leaking into each other's realities. I just picture there being a strong wall.
See how you're arguing for this still? See how you're still clinging to this?
Right.
It doesn't matter.
To what you're saying. I'm listening to what you're saying.
But you don't have to keep going there then. Just accept what you want. We don't have to keep going there. I'm only giving you this tough love because we've already did this before and I was gentler with you. You don't have to keep going there. You don't have to clarify it to me. All right? Whatever it is, it's just a version of him you don't want. You don't have to go there. Just accept what you want.
In a way, not even him. Like him in another reality.
You see?
In a sense, would not be the same person in my reality.
Exactly. You'd never experience him. You would never experience him. You'll only experience the version of you that you accept is yours. That's it.
Yeah, I get it. What is just in your reality.
Well, that's beneficial for you to believe then. If that keeps your mind focused, believe that. But if that's going to add more complexity, then don't believe it. The point is, right, I'm pushing you to making a choice. We don't have to sit around and talk theory. I understand, right? Get it. But what do you want? That's the most important thing. What do you choose? What do you want? That is all. That is what I want you to focus on, is what do you want? And when you make that choice, okay, not go down the rabbit hole wherever you want, but do it from the knowing that you've already made a choice. It's already yours.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm choosing to not choose.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. That's perfect. That's perfect. And you have full right to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Bye.
Later, man. What up? What up?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am blessed as always. Blessed as always.
That's good. So, the last time we spoke, I was talking about the conscious mind versus subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, I was still not grasping what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because I'm writing a script, and the antagonist in the script is solely based on the subconscious mind.
Okay.
So I didn't want to let go of it. Plus, I did not know, because I did a little research, I did not know that the subconscious mind is one way, like churches, spiritual practices used to teach people so that they're not accountable for their sins or what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And in your version, saying it's the only mind is like you're responsible for everything.
Beautiful.
And that's what you were saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's stop casting out. It's basically, that we don't cast off us not getting something or us being stuck in some loop to some mysterious part of us that's trying to hold us back. It's realizing that, oh, I can control my life. I have all power. I don't have to give up my power. I don't have to wait on anything. I can be exactly who I want to be right now.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was struggling with it because I've never heard it before until I came on your live. And I'm like, what does he mean there's only one mind? And then I'm like, all right, let me ask him. But I was still probably arguing for my limitations, basically, because I just could not wrap my mind around it. And then I'm like, okay, if you can't get something, what do? You just go find the information for yourself. And I was just mind blown that that's a whole ass thing that exists.
Yeah.
And it's just like conditionings from how you were raised in a Christian home and all of that. You hear the devil is responsible for all these things.
Yes.
And it wasn't hard for me to grasp after I read it. Plus, you've said it over and over, because I already gone down the rabbit hole of finding out that there is no devil or Satan, like the way we see it.
Yeah.
It's all, like you were explaining before. So thank you. But also no thank you, Alex. Because now...
Hold on. No, don't go there. Don't go there. You don't have to rewrite anything.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Should I just keep it? Because that's how majority of the world thinks anyway. So, like, it'll be fine. Like, the movie will probably sell.
Yeah.
They'll gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there like a whole hypocrite. Like, how am I going to write something? I know
It's
not
not.
true, but
It's not a.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. It's not.
So
It's not
thank
really.
you, but no thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome so much. It's not. It's not hypocritical though. It's just
It's
based
not.
on it. Maybe you do a sequel based on the evolution of it or something.
I think I will, though. It's kind of dope. Do you want me to read you the log line?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. And you guys can let me know if it's gonna be a nice one.
All right, bet. I love when y'all give me these surprises. Just serenade me with stories. Thank you. Dang, what happened? Did you hit pause? Okay.
Oh. I was gonna read the log line, but I guess.
Is that your signal? Oh, you want me to read it for you?
Well, I can't read the log line and also be on live.
Oh, I got you.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Where can I send it?
Can you just DM me?
Where? On here?
Yeah.
I sent you a message before, so I think I only have one message to send. That's it. Okay.
Oh, I see
I
it.
see it. Alright, hold up.
Cool. This was a very kind message. Thank you. You want me to read it all out? You want me to read it?
Yeah, you got the voice.
All right, cool. All right, here we go. All right. What if a human lifetime was just a single day in God's mind? When a group of time people awaken to the truth that all choices, memories, and worlds exist within one continuum, they must face the mal beings, manifestations of the fractured subconscious, who seek to trap humanity in cycles of fear and separation. To survive, the time people must learn to create consciously from the one mind before the day ends forever. Let me read it one more time. Do y'all
I
want me to?
think it's better if I try to explain it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think ChatGPT just kind of like wants it to be short.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like log lines. But let me try.
Okay, cool.
Alright, cool. So basically, they are source. The people who are the main characters are source, and it's a couple, husband and wife.
Yeah.
And they are about to get married, but their wedding is interrupted by them having to take a quest to Earth.
Okay.
Which is something they always do, but they thought, okay, we're gonna be married, we just want to get this out of the way so we can enjoy our honeymoon, happily ever after, whatever.
Yeah.
And so they take this trip to Earth. Well, no, the wife or the bride takes the trip to Earth. It's supposed to be a day, but it was interrupted by the Malbians just messing with stuff because they're the antagonist. And so the husband, has to take the trip to Earth as well to try and find her.
Okay.
And then he was told by I would call her an oracle, but it's like this lady that operates everything. So, like in those spy movies, she'll be like, okay, go left.
Yeah.
Go around the corner. Like, she will be directing him.
Okay.
So she's like, okay, if you go to this timeline, like when you meet her, you cannot like approach her. Like, you have to wait for a specific time or to do it a specific way because you're gonna mess it up.
Okay.
And he was just so eager to find her or save her or help her through the day.
Yeah, I would have did it too.
He didn't listen or didn't remember.
I would have did the same
but
thing.
approached her and ended up failing. So he had to come back to source and then go back in a different timeline to meet her with a lower percent chance of them connecting But either way they make it, he find her, they find each other, and he helped her through the quest. They fought the Malbeans, then discovered that the Malbeans are not like a manifested thing.
Yeah.
They thought these were like demons just roaming the earth, causing issue, chaos, fear, war, all of that. Only to find out that they did not come to earth to cause the issue. Like they were there all along.
They were the
Like,
that's the
they were
subconscious, right?
You say what?
That's the subconscious, right? The Malbeing.
Yeah, like
Okay.
they're seated in these people, and it's just already there. So they kind of have to like approach their fight differently. Like it's not a physical fight where you're fighting with swords and all of that stuff
Yeah.
anymore. It's a different kind of fight
Yeah.
to kind of like evolve this planet to, you know.
Love it. Keep going.
That's it. That's the movie.
Gotcha. I like it.
You
How
love
long?
it?
Yeah, I love it. How I guess what was the direct inspiration? I get the subconscious mind, but what was your true inspiration for it?
Oh, I love somebody.
Okay, here we go. I could feel that, right? I always love a love story. I love a love story.
Yeah, I was inspired by love.
Okay. You want to say more about it, or
Like,
that's
what
it?
does the chat say? Like, would you guys go watch it in the box office?
Yeah, let's see what the chat says. I see a wow, this is a good movie. I see a this makes me so happy. I adore creativity. Well done, sis. Can you read the comments?
Yeah. How far back should I go? Hold on.
I want to hear. I really want to hear more about your love story, though.
Yeah, I can send you the thing when I'm done. It's
Okay.
funny too. Like,
Okay.
I'm not saying that, but it's actually. I want it to be light. I don't want it to be too.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah.
Understood. This is still it's something going on right now. Huh?
It is.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I'm being inspired as I go, so it's fun
Gotcha.
to just kind of like do it as I go.
Right. Beautiful.
Okay.
Where did you get your name from? The dusty pink dragon.
And that is also another story.
Okay.
Should I share it?
Yeah, for sure.
So the story of the Dusty Pink Dragon is about the evolution of the soul.
Okay.
So a Dusty Pink Dragon was born in the ocean. It's just an egg that appeared there. Nobody knows where it comes from. And while in this ocean, it developed this need to fit in there. So it was born with like wings and scales. It didn't look like any of the sea creatures there.
Yeah.
And it didn't fit in either. Like everywhere it would go, it would get rejected or not wanted, or oh, you're too big, like you're whatever. And so the dragon is finding that it doesn't fit in. It wants something more.
Okay.
And the minute it decided that it wanted something more than just the environment that's dark and gloomy and sad and wet, its chest starts to glow, and it started hearing this calling from above, someplace it never looked before. And when it looked above, it saw the stars, and it just got curious about what those things are. And that's when it took the quest to get out of the ocean, thinking that once it got out of the ocean, it would be closer to the stars, only to come on land and realize the stars are a little bit closer, but not so close. Mm-hmm. When it got on land, it's met with a different type of problem. Now it's being ridiculed for not knowing like what it is. So they know it's a dragon, but it does not know what it is.
Okay.
And they have this tendency to want to capture these dragons and use them for war. And so the dragon wants to just be left alone because one is dealing with women so powerful, being in a different place and also being sought after.
Yeah.
So it finds this cave to go in and just hide away from humanity. But human beings, being human beings, will always try to find a way to get themselves in some ish.
Yeah.
They go in the dragon or find out more about her mysterious ways. And so the dragon wants to be left alone, discovered that it could fight back with fire. So it started burning these people.
Yeah.
It burned 2 first. You would think, okay, leave it alone. Nah. They go back with like 4, 5, 6. And every time the dragon would retaliate, it would feel bad just hearing all the screams from these people. And like, oh my God, like, I'm such a terrible person. I'm hurting people. But at the same time, I just want to be left alone. And so the more it fights back and hearing the screams and knowing what it's capable of and not being proud of its, natural way of fighting back, it will go deeper and deeper in the cave. Like, okay, if I go further back, they'll just not come so far. And no, the mob gets bigger. They come with swords, more people, and the dragon found itself like in a deep, dark part of the cave, just alone. And it realized, why am I here? Like, I came here to see the stars. I'm not seeing the stars in this cave. It's just dark. So it made the decision again, just like when it was in the ocean, to push through and get out of this cave because it needs to find the stars.
Yeah.
And so it come out of the cave, took all the strength it had, fought through, come out of the cave, and then took a leap to soar. And so that's when it discovered that, these things on my back, the wings, that's what they are for. And so it's flying now, and then while soaring in the sky, it's meeting other dragons. So other creatures like it, and they all have like similar stories, and it doesn't have to fight anymore to be relatable. And it's realizing more of its strength. Like, I can fly, and this is not something humans or fishes could do. So if I did not leave those 2 realms, like, I would not find people like myself. We have stories that are similar. I don't have to struggle to communicate because it communicates telepathically. Like, I don't have to do much. Like, I just exist with my peeps, like I'm rolling with my homies.
Yeah.
And so it felt good, but at the same time, the stars still calling it. It's just like, what is that? It feels like it has this longing for home, and it just knows there's something more to it than just being a dragon. So it left its comfortable zone with the friends, and now took a leap outside of Earth to space. And then once it got to space, broke the atmosphere, whatever, it looked back at Earth and just realized it's this beautiful rock where it's the water that's super deeper than the surface, and it's coming from that point to here. And so it thought, okay, that's good. Earth was cute. Let me just go to these stars. But it thought it would have to push through like those other 2 difficult areas it just came from. But it realized that it didn't have to fly or do anything. The star was just pulling it in. And the closer it got to the stars, the more it got this sense or this knowing of who it was, where it's from, like what was life all about, all of his stories that the dragon gathered from the ocean, the cave, soaring with friends, all of that just kind of like made sense. And then it got to be one with the stars, and the star grew brighter. And that's the end.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So it's really, this is a self-actualization journey. You don't know what you know until you actually step out and try to do something. And sometimes it's always the perfect, all the time it's still the perfect unfolding. Even the things that you think are effing you up are really pushing you further. Beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful.
All of the, like, discovering all of its new talents and just things it could do.
Yeah.
And also, like you said, just going back to that knowing.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
that's what it's all about.
Beautiful. The dusty pink dragon.
It's a children's book too, so my kids love it. They love it. When I read it to them, they're like, read that, because I do the voices and stuff too, so they love it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I never heard of it. I ain't never heard of it.
Because it's not published. That's why I'm going to book a coaching.
Oh, I'm tripping. My bad. I'm tripping. You shouldn't.
So I can get over this like selfishness. I'm so selfish. I keep my art to myself. So
why do you think you do that?
Something I need to work on.
Why do you think you do that?
That's why I'm gonna book a coaching session.
Ooh, that's what this is right here, right? Oh, you don't want to share in
That's
front
what
of
this
everybody.
is, you say?
Yeah, that's what this is right now.
Okay. Alright, let me try. I think one of them I discovered last week is I have this fear of whatever I create being stolen. And someone was like, that's something probably ancestral that you're carrying and you have to release it. So I released it and was able to share my art with a few people, and it felt good. But at the same time, like on a grand scale, I'm still not sure if it's something that would be accepted or if people would like it. Because I know my brain is wired differently. So I'm like, I don't know if it sounds a little bit too crazy. They don't understand it. It's kind of like fear.
I got
It's
you.
very fear based.
Okay. Do you all right, so the first thing is the arguing for your limitation, right? That first statement is that maybe this is ancestral. Sure, perhaps, maybe. It's still just a story that you're telling right now, right? It's still just something that you're holding on to if it pushes you to do the thing, then sure, perfect. Right? But if it's just another excuse that keeps you from doing something, if it makes you hold on even longer, then is that the right story for you to have?
Yeah, I thought it would help because
Yeah.
learning some things that are ancestral and, not keep them as my own limitation. I just feel like, okay, this is something that I probably have to break or kill
Yeah.
so that my kids don't have to deal with that fear. So it kind of helps to do that, but at the same time, it really doesn't. So that's why I'm booking a coaching session.
Okay. I got you. The second part, what did you say? I like the way that you answered that though. That was absolutely perfect. Right. I hate when I do that. Oh well. All right. I'll think of it again in a second. But I had another question for you. Anything else that you want to say? Anything else that you want to say while I think about what this question was?
Yeah, I have something to say, and everybody, you can agree or not. I'm gonna argue for this one. Alex, you should become an app. You see how we have Siri? We're like, hey Siri. We're like, hey Siri. We should have Alex be like, hey Alex, this is what I'm going through right now. All right, let me try it. When I say hey Alex, you have to respond.
All right.
Hey Alex.
Hello.
You see that voice? Not only the voice, but like you just know exactly what to say to get people out of stuff. So you should become like the next Siri.
That's crazy.
And when you do make it big, like just send me my check.
I got you.
Run me my money.
Yeah. You definitely get the first check. I don't know about royalties though. We'll have to negotiate that, but yeah, you get a check.
Okay. Someone said you need to read spicy books.
I've heard that one. Definitely heard that one. Divine ass. Facts.
I like that. I think divine has.
Dang, what was the question? I guess it's not meant for me to ask right now, man. But that first one was the most important one though, right? Whenever you have these stories, are the stories pushing you to actually get over the hump, or are they holding you back? So I think that was the primary thing. There was something else though, and it was important because I noted
You
it.
wanted to go in my business. That's what it is.
I wanted to what?
Wanted to go in my business.
Yeah, I do want to get in your business for sure. I definitely want to get in your business.
Sure. Go on.
All right, so what are the next steps to actually getting your workout?
That's the thing. I haven't even researched it that far. I know for sure for books. ISBN thingy,
Yeah.
and then be able to publish it everywhere. I'm on the right track, right?
Yeah.
Because you've done that before.
Yeah.
So I think
KDP's.
for books, it's straightforward. But for screenplays, my God, I did a read for my birthday to get over my fear. Every birthday, I do something I'm terribly afraid of. And so I was like, oh my God, I finished the script. I don't know. So I did a table read. And my story's good. Like, really good. I'm black. Of course it's good.
Yeah.
So I'm in this room with a bunch of guys who, they have movies out. And they love the whole story. But they're like, you have italics here where italics should not be. And there's a bracket here where brackets should not be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Like, I sat there and scrubbed through the whole thing, but screenplays are so technical, like how you write it. And if you make mistakes that you don't know because you're not in the industry or doing it often, then your screenplay won't get recognized or used. So it's very technical, screenplays, but that's what I really want to do. So maybe I'll just do books. That's what someone told me. Do books, and then you can convert them. And over time, you learn the skill. You can convert them to screenplays.
Yeah, but I'm sure that, I mean, I hear you, but I'm sure that if you dialed in and you just did one screenplay, then you would have the actual, from there you would have the experience to do multiple. The first one is always going to be the most difficult, right? You're just learning.
I hope.
Even if you tried to submit your book on Amazon, like KDP, like me doing, like it was a simple process, but you just don't know what you don't know. So even you getting to that point, you know, once you go through the entire screenplay process, you'll be good. You just got to go through it. You're already being.
See, that's why we need the Alex.
I do enough lies for y'all, man. You got this, all right? Because you're already being called to go down that direction.
I am.
Yeah. You're just, you know, tiptoeing around the edge of the pool instead of jumping in. But you know you want to be in the water.
I do.
I know you do. So why are you sunbathing on the side while you want to get in the pool?
I don't know. Maybe there are sharks. That's weird.
And there's not, right? There's not. There's only a bunch of reflections of you, right? There's only a bunch of areas for expansion. Even the fear, the nervousness, or the anxiety that you're feeling, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I think you said you were. But all of that is just the indication that you're doing something you've never done before, right? It's not an indication that anything's wrong or off. It's just a natural state of expansion. You are walking into something that you have not done before, so you have a feeling that's flowing through you, right? Well, embrace that feeling. Embrace that feeling, right? Allow yourself to be baptized, right, in that feeling. Allow yourself to expand through it, right? You're not built to shy away from anything. Right? You're not built to run away from the pressure. Okay? You are built to walk through it, and you know you are, right? Because you wouldn't be called to do these things if you weren't.
Okay. See? You just make everything better. That's true.
Yeah, I know. It's a gift. It's a gift, right? But I'm not saying anything that you didn't know. I'm not saying anything that you did not know at all. You know all of this. You already have, you know exactly what you want to do. You're just making excuses and disguising your doubts with this quote unquote discernment. Maybe, my friend said if I just do the books and then one day I can do the screenplay. No, do that shit now. You know you want to do it now. You don't want to wait.
I do.
I know you do. I know you do. Or else you wouldn't have even sat down on your birthday and did the first part. Right? So I say keep pressing, right? You got the initial feedback and you knew it was going to be like that. I mean, there's not one thing that any of us do, and the first time we do it is absolutely perfect. We just continue to work through what we just continue to knock on the door, right? You're already the person that has what you want. Just walk. Just walk.
All right. Well, I'm glad I met you so I can bother you.
I'm glad you're here as well, man. I'm here, step by step. Got this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for the feedback. You guys are so cool.
This is a nice little community, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you did
all of
build
y'all.
something really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Love it here, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Cool.
All right.
But I appreciate you, Miss Dragon.
You say what?
I said I appreciate you, Miss Dragon.
Okay. All right. Good night.
Later. All right, next up, y'all. Hello. How you doing?
I'm here. I have like so much that I want to ask you, but I'm gonna try to condense it.
All right, now gonna read the script out. What's the first question?
All right. So the first thing is that I've been following your lives and your work for probably like 4 months now.
Oh wow, okay.
So I found you on TikTok, and I just saw one of your posts that was like talking about the I am, and like you're the only I am. It ends and begins in that, you know.
It sounds familiar, I guess.
It was a long time ago,
Yeah.
but it's like mostly what you talk about, right?
Yeah.
So I've called in some pretty big manifestations in the last 3 months.
Beautiful.
Most of it was shedding. So the shedding stage where I lost everything, literally my house, my clothes. I was involved in the LA fire, so I lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, I gained a lot of manifestations. Like I got a new apartment that I like shouldn't have got because I like didn't have a job. I didn't have the credit, but it fell into my lap. I got the apartment. I paid off my car. I paid off credit card debt. And now I just have so much anxiety with holding the manifestations and keeping them.
Okay.
And I feel like I will take like 20 steps forward and have like these days where I'm like, you did it. It was from you. You're the beginning, the end, and you're the omega. Like you're everything. And then some days I'm just like, what have I done? I can't afford this. I'm gonna lose it. Like I don't even have a job. Like how am I living in this beautiful apartment? And there's this like feeling of guilt and shame to be like, let me tell you what my brain says. My brain says, this was a mistake. Like you didn't deserve this, and you're gonna lose it all. So my question to you is, how do I integrate the frequency, standing in the frequency and being like, you did this. It wasn't by chance, and just anchoring in that frequency.
What did you just do right there? Right? So even that statement, okay? So let's talk about anchoring in the frequency. What do you believe that frequency is?
I believe the frequency is that we all are inherently put on this earth with the same God consciousness and to tap into it. And so there's nobody better or worse, that we all have this opportunity to have beautiful things. And I don't have to work for it. Like I don't have to prove myself to say I deserve these things, right? But there's a part of me that has always struggled and strained for everything that I had up until I found this work, this metaphysics, spiritual path. So now I feel like I'm in between these two realms of fully anchoring, and then my brain is like, girl, bye. You know, like my brain's like, you wish. Like, you know, so I'm in the between.
Gotcha. But isn't that part of that beautiful journey? Right now you are expanding, all right? You've had things happen to you. You've gained so much. And this beautiful part of you, right? This is really, I want to say it in a very different way because I want you to understand what I'm saying, right? This beautiful part of you, this quote unquote ego, okay? This quote unquote old version of you, right? Has kept you safe. your entire life. It has been there to force you to do certain things to keep you safe. This part of you has helped you survive. And now you're stepping into this newer, beautiful version of you as well. This doesn't make that old part of you less beautiful. Right? That old part of you was just how you got to where you were. And now you move forward. And now you bring that old version of you, allow it to fade away by what? Simply standing in the knowing of who you are, and then allowing reality to prove to you who you are. Right? That's all that anchoring is. But there are times where we look at these old stories, this old version of ourselves. We look at our fear or our anxiety as these devils or demons. Like we metaphysically cast them out of the heaven of us, right? Which is the metaphysical story of God casting the angels out of heaven, right? It's these parts of us, our anxiety, our fear, our doubt, that we think are imperfect. We want to get over these things instead of actually giving ourselves presence through them, right? So I'll ask you this. Whenever you feel that anxiety or whenever your thoughts start racing, if you understand that you are absolutely perfect and whole, do you see even those parts of you as perfect? Or are you saying, I am perfect until this feeling shows up and then I have to figure out a way to stress and make myself feel better? Or I have to redirect my thoughts to this other story to make myself feel better?
Yeah, that's a good question because I believe that you have spoke about believing in barriers and your subconscious mind, and believing that you have to heal and fix in order to be deserving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get there, I definitely don't want to feel like there's a part of me that does believe the old stories. But now that you said that part of you is still perfect, that's still a part of you, it's not meant to die.
Yeah.
I think I understand it a little bit more now, because I think you're going to get to a certain level with this work where you don't have those thoughts anymore.
Right.
You think you're going to get to that place, and that's why you continue to do the work, because you don't want to feel bad anymore. You just want to have 100% days where you're like, you've been through life and you're like, hey, like, I'm in the flow.
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Everything is working. But I think what you said hit the nail, is that, like, that's a part of you. It's almost like we're not human beings having a spiritual experience on this earth. We're spiritual beings, but we're still having a human experience, right?
Exactly.
So we're going to experience the negative, and that will never die because we are gravitating between two realms, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That part of you doesn't die. And do you really want it to, right? Like, well, in theory, sure. But even when you said that quote unquote negative, I would say, all right, well, right now, you might feel anxiety about a situation because let's say that you have a story that you are an overthinker. Okay, and that overthinking causes you to lean into anxiety. Well, I would question you and I would say, well, isn't that still a perfect part of you? Why is it negative? Because in this situation, it's leading you to certain types of thoughts. But if you were sitting with a person that you love, if you were sitting with your family, that overthinking would be the very thing that allows you to study them and show up for them in a beautiful way that made them feel seen. Why is it all of a sudden, quote unquote, negative now? Right? So all of these situations is all about perspective. When I have anxiety, right, it's calling me to myself. What do I have to believe to be true to feel this way? Well, I believe that I could lose it. I believe that source won't show up. Well, it's just once I put a flashlight on it, once I put my awareness on what this thought is trying to tell me or what this emotion is trying to tell me, now I can change the story right there. I might not feel better, but now I have a better understanding of, okay, this feeling is just reminding me that in these types of situations, I was thinking this way. That is the perfection of those feelings, is that the anxiety, the fear, the doubt, it gives me more clarity on what I want. It gives me more clarity on how I've made decisions in the past. And it allows me to actually step firmly as the person that I want to be. And as I continue to step like that and reality continues to reveal who I am, now that voice, it does get silent, right? I have more proof of who I am, that tangible proof. And so those parts of me, they get a little bit quieter. And then there's other parts of me that start to get louder, and I do the process over and over again. It's just a lifelong journey of learning myself. But when we stop believing, or when we don't believe that we're perfect, and we believe we have to continue to strive and do this work to suppress our emotions and get to a point where we never overthink or never let our thoughts run or never feel bad, well, I think that's part of the illusion that keeps people stuck and trapped in this chasing of this version of them that they think is perfect out there when they're already absolutely perfect right now.
Yeah, that definitely makes so much sense. And I think that that is why I will overly do the work, where it's like I have a very specific routine of like the meditation, and I, carve out time to read and journal and make sure that I'm staying like, in that feeling and studying and all that. But I think that what you've shown me is that I also like need to be human and accept that part of me. And I'm learning it. It's just like, okay, I heard you on a couple lives say that you've been there where it's like you have lost everything. And I don't know if that's happened to you once or multiple times where you had to literally start from ground zero. But I'm interested to know from your experience, what was it that got you back on your feet and like feeling confident to like keep showing up and going after it and growing your money, growing your business and all of that?
I would love to say something motivational, but it was, the choice was I do this or I go back to having nothing. It was, my life depended, there was no other choice. I did not know what I was going to fall back on. At that time, I was into it with my family. I didn't really have many friends. There were so many things that felt stacked, right? That this was the only path that I could go down. Or I perceived it that way, which looking back was the absolute blessing. It was me stepping into the work like my life depended on it. It was me not having a backup plan that forced me to truly commit to who I said I am. And it wasn't, honestly, even when I say, okay, motivation, I didn't feel good a lot of the time. It wasn't until things started to unfold for me in a way that I saw it. Things were always moving, and you realize that once things show up, you realize, oh shit, it was always moving. Even this person saying no was moving me here. But it was those little things that started showing up, and the big things that started showing up that really got me all the way on board. I just did the work as if there was no turning back. It was just that commitment to, me continuously going back to the story of, okay, I have it. It's mine. Things are working out. Everything is getting better every day. All right. It was going back to this present moment. Chaos is all around me, but right now life is perfect. In this moment, life is perfect. Bills are due tomorrow. Bills were due yesterday. But right now, in this moment, I am absolutely perfect. Right? I might be hungry, but right now, in this moment, I'm absolutely perfect. No car, but right now, I am absolutely perfect. And all of that will be added onto me. Right? I have it. It's done. It's just being revealed in that external reality. So at that time, I worked on my presence a lot. Okay, being present helped me tremendously. But then also, I committed to my I am like my life depended on it. So it wasn't really a motivational talk at all. But
No, I think that I feel you on that, because I think that's what I am sort of like. I'm in between like being like I don't want to overdo the work and constantly be doing stuff, but I also need to just sit and stand in the I am.
Yeah.
Because truly, I think that that's key right there. It's like, no matter what, the world is showing you or the 3D is showing you, it doesn't matter. Like you said, that no could be a redirection to the perfect yes for you individually, to be like, that was never going to work out for you, and that's why you got the no.
Exactly. Exactly. And one thing that has helped me tremendously is this knowing that when I was doing that work, there were no boundaries in my mind of what made there was no place that my mind would go where I would not stay in the knowing of who I am, right? So let's talk about not having a rent, almost being evicted, right? Even the thought of being on the streets, it did not take away from me deciding or me telling the same story that it's all working out and it is paid for. Even the thought of me having nothing, it was I was just unconditionally committed to it. And what I really realized from that, even moving forward, and why I talk the way that I do sometimes, is it allowed me to realize that I am larger than my thoughts, larger than my emotions, larger than the circumstances. I don't need to sit around and affirm all day, but I do need to be firm in the knowing of who I am. When those adverse situations show up in my mind or in the external reality, am I still being who I am? Am I still committed to that version of me? Whether it's 3 times a day, when those things pop up, or when a story in my mind pops up that reminds me of the place that I'm in, those 3 times, am I reminding myself of who I am? Or if I'm just having a rough day and it's 20 times or 30 times or 100 or 200 or 500, am I doing that? Right? Am I standing in that knowing that I am source? Is my day primarily me being present with myself? Am I in this present moment? Right? Whether I'm having a conversation with family or friends, or I'm just doing some work, am I present? Okay? And can I continuously go back to the story that everything is working out? The unseen and the seen is all unfolding for me. Whether I sit here and I affirm or not, it's all unfolding for me. So it was also, can I remember who I am and can I make this fun? Can I find a way to make this journey fun? Can I find a way to make the affirmations or the visualizations fun? Because reality creation should be that way. So there were just a lot of little things that I picked up on that journey that led me here. But primarily it was that commitment to that I am knowing. Even if I wasn't specifically talking about a certain thing, it was commitment to the knowing of who I am. Okay, everything will always work out because I am the perfection within reality.
No, I love that. Like, I feel like I'm understanding what you're saying a little bit more, but yeah, that's kind of like been my recent issue, is that now that I have sort of called in these manifestations, I've started wavering back and forth, and I think it's rooted in me feeling deserving of something, even though I know the truth is that, like, we are all deserving. Everybody is deserving of whatever they want. There are no laws. There is no entity deciding up in the sky whether you're worthy or not of something.
Right.
And then it's that old programming of being like, you got to work for it. You got to work harder and do more. Just, keep doing stuff until something hits, sticks to the wall.
Right. And I would even ask you, I want to question you on this because I want to push you, is how do you define wavering? Before you answer, I would say, isn't that simply a story that you're making up?
Wow.
Isn't that just you creating a scenario in your mind where all of a sudden you're out of? Isn't that just you choosing that that you were not in alignment at some time? You were just having a human experience, but I thought your human experience was perfect.
Okay. Can I just be completely honest?
Absolutely.
I choose to believe that voice even for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So wavering to me is like, I'm believing, even if it's 5 minutes, that it's like, you're not doing enough or you're not good enough. And then I'm like, well, maybe that's true.
Yeah. The ego will always ask you those questions, right? Always. And sometimes you hear them. Sometimes you wander over there a little bit. But it's really only wavering if you say so. Right?
Okay.
That's wavering. It's when you say it's wavering, that's what it is. But remember, it doesn't matter what you were doing for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 5 days ago. It only matters what you're saying right now. Right now, you can make the choice that you are someone who has always been, you have always been and always will be rooted in the knowing of who you are. Right? You never waver because your I am awareness within you never wavers. So you never waver. What are you identifying with? Are you identifying with the ego? Or are you identifying with the true source, with who you truly are, which is I am, which is pure awareness?
I accept it fully.
Fully. 100%.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I so appreciate it. I don't want to keep you, but I have like one more question.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what it's for.
Okay, and it pertains to like dating.
Okay. Girl trying to get her SP. Okay, cool. Come on.
All right, well, so I don't have the SP currently, but so I just broke up with somebody that I dated for a year.
Okay.
And we lived together for a very short amount of time, but he became verbally abusive. And it was like we moved in together right after I lost my home in the fires.
Okay.
So then I had to move again. So that's how I found this apartment that was like basically put into my lap that I manifested, and I wrote it out and I said, I'm going to find an apartment. I'm not going to have to look for it. I'm just going to get out of this situation.
Yeah.
And I did. And so that's why I feel like a little bit shaky, like rocky ground. So now I want to put myself back out into the dating scene, but I'm a little bit older, and I've had a lot of like failed relationships, a lot of just things that, like relationships aren't bare. They show you parts that you need to work on. And I felt like I have worked on those things.
Okay.
So now I have this fear from this relationship I just broke up where it's like, I want a partner, but I'm afraid to put myself back out there. And I just kind of don't know how to put myself back out there in a way where it's like, I'm not begging the universe for an SP or a partner, but I'm energetically sending that out that I want one. So what's that balance?
What's the balance between not wanting or wanting one and then sending the energy out that you want one? Maybe I misunderstood what the last part you said.
Yeah, like basically, I don't want to send the energy out that like I have to have a partner. Like
Okay.
I'm begging the universe for a partner because I feel like that's negative energy. I feel like I want it, right?
Okay.
Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying now. All right. So even you right now, you're just defining something as negative, but I hear what you're saying though. So let's get to it. You don't have to send energy out that you want anything. You just have to decide who you are. You have to decide my bad. You don't have to send energy out to get anything. You simply need to decide who you are. Right now, who are you? You are the perfect version of you, and you are perfectly in alignment with what you want. The moment that you have a desire, you just have to choose that it's yours. Choose that it's yours, and then allow it to unfold in this perfect way. Source already knows. Divinity already knows. I am already knows exactly what you want. It gave you the desire. Okay? Accept that it's yours right now. The only person that's confusing it is you, sitting around saying that you don't want to send some kind of energy out there and make it negative. That's you saying that, right? I am gave you the desire. Simply walk in that joyful expectation that it's unfolding. That's it. It's really as simple as that. Like even the think about what you're saying, right? I don't want to send too much energy out and it'll be negative. Define what that even means.
Okay, let me explain to you what I'm
Okay.
saying, because I think you'll get it. When
Okay.
you want something so bad, like I was a lover girl back in the day,
Yeah,
right?
me
Like
too.
I used to love, and I'd be like, oh, I just want to like meet somebody, I get dressed up, put on something tight, and then just like go out and be like, oh, let me flirty,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
let me flirt it up.
yeah.
And I always found myself like attracting the wrong men into my life, and I'd be like, why does this keep happening to me? And I'm like, oh, it's my energy. Like I'm literally like out, kind of half naked, trying to get attention. Of course, I'm gonna meet like, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like the wrong
man,
guy.
these are all stories, but keep going. They're all just things that you're clinging on to. But I hear you. I hear you.
And then I'm at this point now where I believe that you can take an aligned action towards what you want. And let me give you a quick example.
Okay.
Before I got my apartment and before I got my car, I just took a little small aligned action. I started packing my bags. Did I have a place to live? No, I did not. But I took a little action. I put the keys of the car that I wanted as my lock screen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm going to get this car, right?
Yeah.
And then it all unfolded. So when it comes to love, I'm like, okay, I want to take a little bit of aligned action towards it to put the energy out there. So that's what I mean, is that I want to like.
I got you. I thought you were gonna keep going. I got you. Okay. Now let's really talk about what you actually did. All right. Your aligned action was no different than someone saying an affirmation. It was no different than someone doing a visualization. It was no different than somebody doing a love spell in their bathtub or sacrificing a goat. It was just something symbolic to you that jogged your memory to I already made the decision of what I wanted. There was really no power in the aligned action. There was no power in it, right? Anything that you do from the remembrance of who you are is magical. Point blank, period. That was just a trigger or a not a trigger. I ain't gonna use that word. That was just an anchor for you to say, I've done this. Now everything is unfolding. It was a reminder. Now you're taking that same reminder, which is you could do inspired action, and now you're just giving it different meaning. You're saying, okay, if I do something, is it too much? Is it out of lack? And then your fear is causing you to define who you are in this present moment, because right now it's only you in this present moment. And now you're pulling these old stories from the past into this moment and believing that you have to walk into a future that's similar when you don't. You don't have to hold on to those stories at all. You can redefine how your entire love life is by making a decision of what you get right now. If you're taking action towards it, everything is lined up perfectly towards what you want. The old version of you may have attracted these types of people, but that's the old version of you. You're not that person anymore. You're new in every moment. So right now you get to choose what story do you want to tell about yourself right now, and allow that to be your dominant story. Allow that to be your true personality and unfold from within you.
Got it. I accept it.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be like one of those people that will
Fight me down.
But I think it's more just you got to let stuff marinate and think on it and accept it into your spirit.
Yeah.
And I think that you're right. Everything is a story that you're telling yourself, and until you accept that, you're just going to keep replaying like the past story.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll say one more thing for you and for everybody, right? Is we become so accustomed to telling stories that oftentimes we don't even realize we are telling stories. This is why I'm so quick to be like, hey, that's a story, that's a story, that's a story. Because I know y'all hear me. But sometimes it does take somebody to poke and say, hey, look, you don't have to tell that story anymore. You're not that person anymore. Right? You're not the person you were 5 minutes ago, 5 years ago, 5 days ago. You are brand new right now. And in this moment is all of your power, right? So remember that you are perfect. Remember that you can always choose. Your dating history is not a sentence. It's not a pattern that you have to continue. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not destiny. What is destiny is who you are right now.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
No, I think that's it. I mean, I don't want to take up all your time. I know there's probably people that want to ask you so many things.
Perhaps. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it so much.
No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Okay, bye.
Later. The Matrix explanation. Which one? I did a whole live stream on the Matrix. I did a whole live stream, I think about 2-3 days ago. I did an entire video on the Matrix. We talked about the different archetypes. We talked about the 4 archetypes. Morpheus being the higher self. Neo being the awakened you. We talked about Agent Smith being the ego/shadow. Also the confrontation of reality. And then we talked about Trinity being the divine feminine within all of us. Oh yeah, you can watch it again. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's a link tree in the bio. You get hit the link tree. You go to YouTube. It's on there. I never take any of these down. All of our lives, I'll never take them down. All right, so I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a little sleepy. Okay, I'm probably gonna call it a night right now. But I am gonna jump back on tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. Today's just been a long day, man. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell y'all some good news. All right, my mom, I was paying for her medicine, right? It was $20,000 a month. Okay, tell me why some shit kicked in. It dropped to 3. It dropped to 3,000. Now, I am that I am, right? I am that I am. All right, so that was beautiful. Celebrated by going to Walmart with her, tell her you can get whatever you want. Pretty lady, get whatever you want. She ended up getting like macaroni salad or some shit. What the fuck is this? But that's fine. Whatever she wants. All right. So that was great news today. So, but today was just she like Walmart. What she mean Walmart is great? She likes Walmart. All right. She likes Walmart. Right. So, anyways, I say that to say that's something that I already known for a while. Like I was just grateful that I was able to afford it, right? But now I'm even more grateful that it's lowering. So we'll see what happens. But shoot, I take this little 17K, I'm gonna put it in the market and we'll see what happens to that. But y'all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Remember, you are already everything that you desire to be. No exceptions. No exceptions, all right? You are whole, perfect, love, prosperity, divine. You are source. You are all that there is. You are pure consciousness, all right? And everything that you desire desires you more. Everything you desire desires you more, all right? Love y'all. Stay beautiful, stay divine, and we'll talk again in the morning. Okay, I'll probably get on here pretty early, so I'll wake y'all asses up and call you out. And then tomorrow evening, I'll probably be on again for a while. So tomorrow will probably be multiple streams. All right, y'all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Peace.